Right on, right on. What's up, everybody? It's Friday, and I can't even talk. We're Friday hanging out and doing things here with Ethereal, and happy Friday it is. We've got Big Nate, and April is doing things, which will be this particular thing she's working on. We've talked about, so it's very exciting to see her get to put her hands on something she's been very much in love with for a little while now. So excited to see that. And I'm sure we'll get Bladen Hunter on here in just a little bit, and we'll talk with him. The campaign just ended for Theater 7 and Greed. What an amazing campaign. Awesome, awesome campaign, everybody. We really appreciate you. I can't tell you how grateful we are, to everybody involved. But it's a new day. We like to talk about things that are going on and, things that are coming up. We have another we have next month's campaign actually starts on the 12th of which is next week. Greetings from Oz. We love everybody over in Oz. Australia is one of my favorite places in the whole wide world. Also, side note, my son's name is Oz, so I'm a big, big fan. Also,
bloody favoritism.
Yes, I'm excited. I like Oz. I'm a fan, and you look over at Cade and Oz from Greed. You know what I mean? We got Oz is definitely one of my favorite places. Interesting side note and trivia question, if anybody ever brings it up. People ask what my children are named after, and they're two of my favorite places. And my daughter's name being Eden and my son's name being Oz. So
the original sin, and
that's it.
Where tornadoes are.
That's it.
Well, he's one of the 7 deadly sins now in the book.
Are you talking about Cade?
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, I don't know. We haven't got into all that yet, but we'll see where all that runs and how that story is going to be turn heads. People aren't going to expect the things that are coming. I promise on that. Look at Bladen Hunter. So let's go ahead and wish everybody a happy 5th and whatnot. We're excited. We're big Sith fans around here, so that's pretty cool. And we've got, let's see. So next week we've got going live is we got Kill Cam coming up.
Oh my goodness, I cannot wait for that.
So pretty. That's a pretty book. And then we've got, on top of that, we're going to turn around and we're going to do Underland with it. Really excited about that. Underland is actually supposed to be here next month, so really hyped about that as well. Lots of stuff going on. Our printers are incredible. We're waiting on our first freight delivery right now, which is batshit crazy to me, and we're very grateful. So, like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be moving a shit ton of back issues to make room for all this freight. So, really, really excited about that. And then we're going to talk to Nate a little bit and see what he thought about Cretaceous. That was it's quite a fun book, I think. Very ethereal, very much something that runs in the veins of the type of products that we put out and everybody will enjoy, I think. I had a ton of fun writing it, like fucking stupid amounts of fun writing that book. I'm like part way through issue 2 now. I'm all about that. I really, really enjoy it. But for those of you that are just now tuning in and whatnot, if you hadn't noticed, April is over here doing stuff.
Not Star Wars. I'm a rebel.
I see what you did there. I don't even know if you did it on purpose, but I see what you did there.
I did. I'm funny.
I agree.
Contrary to my husband's belief.
These April is working with Bladen on If It Hops issue 3. And I'm gonna tell you, I could not be more
Stop
excited.
giving him ice. That's because he dug it out. Naughty baby. So
Get the
here's
dog.
Talking about her dog, not her
fucking
actual
dog.
baby.
He just
The
kicked
mouth
out.
is not going in the water bowl.
It's because he's digging it all out onto the floor.
I used to have
Oh,
a dog do that. I had this chow mix with a Labrador, and he was just the stupidest dog I've ever had in my life, I believe.
Okay.
Because he would take his 2 front paws and put it in the actual water bowl and still
Yeah.
drink, and then he'd kick the rest out.
yep,
Right.
yep.
All right. Oh, there's Bladen Hunter.
Bladen.
So here's
All right, here
page
we go.
1.
Looking at page 1. So this actually, guys, when we've got If It Hops on, is actually been proofed and ready for print right now. So it's in the queue for printing. We're excited about that. This actually picks up at the very end of that issue. Oh, it's going to be good.
Oh,
I don't know what it's just in pencils at the moment. I'll ink it later on.
It's looking good, dude.
I like it.
Oh,
We got little Easter eggs. We'll have a piece of tail kind of letter here. We'll have the carrot and bullet
yeah.
symbol. And then I was talking to Steph and Carrie Ann, and I'm going to have her wear a Hard on College t-shirt.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I think that's great.
Oh.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's a really fun issue. It's a very exciting issue. There's a lot of buildup in issue 3.
That's what she said.
That's it. And she's gonna splooge all over by the end of it. So
Whoa.
it'll be a good one.
Oh my.
It's gonna be a good one. And what do we got Bladen Hunter over here working on?
Oh, that looks very well. Oh yeah, you can see it.
That looks like your cover, huh?
This will be the cover for the book. Yep.
Oh my gosh, look how good it looks.
So I just gotta finish this little pencil thing, and I'm gonna hit some inks.
Dope, dude. It's gonna be exciting.
I love covers like that. That's kind of like inverted, upside down. You have 2 sides, like a playing card.
Yeah, I've been liking playing around with some design elements when it comes to these guys. Like,
Yeah. So there's
the second one had kind of the cutout part. So.
yeah. Well, there's a lot you're gonna learn in issue 4. So it's exciting to see. Do what now?
What issue is this? 3.
No, this is 4, homie.
No, we did BGD 4.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, this is 3. I'm so special.
Yeah, homie.
He's busy. He's got a lot of stuff going on, man.
Well, I forget because I'm doing 90 different books right now.
Aw, you know
Like,
what'll make you feel better?
What's that?
Practicing your Creole.
Yeah.
You know what's gonna make me feel better? All that new medication's gonna make me feel better.
I know. It's gonna loosen you up so you actually speak some Creole for us.
Yeah, that's what it is.
See, I was just gonna blame that on tequila, but if you're going that route, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure.
The complicated math unlock.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe that should be stressful.
I know, right?
Jesus. So anyway, let's go ahead and we'll because I can't even talk to you two right now. Let me get Nate. Let's get Nate to see. Let's talk to Nate and see what Nate thinks about. I know we read Cretaceous. Have you read about anything? Have you read anything else?
That was it, because you forgot to send it to me that day. So
One of us. One of us.
Whatever.
Oh no. You need to send me your Gmail, and I'll make you like an administrator on the entire site.
Yeah, I made him a working with Nate folder so he can go in there and see the the scripts and whatnot. I just have to remember to put them in there. That's the thing.
I'm saying
So
if he's part of if he's a
that's it.
collaborator or if he's admin on the entire thing, then he can just
Yeah,
rein.
no, for sure. Let's just go ahead and make
So,
an admin on there. So anyway, Nate, hit me with what you thought about Cretaceous before April and Mr. Hunter drive me shenanigans.
Well, that's going to happen
This is
regardless.
why you.
But
This is why you invite us.
That's exactly why.
so reading through, I'm not going to give any spoilers away, of course, because that's our clause. Even though we say we don't give spoilers, but I enjoyed it. It was a easy read for me.
Absolutely.
And that's a big thing, because when I'm struggling to go through the story and understanding what the plot points are, me and you kind of talked about this earlier about some of the specifics, but the character development is there, which is great, because you're gonna get to see all these new characters come in. There's a part that starts in the beginning, and there's parts that starts later, and so you're gonna get to see these new characters come into play. But they're in the dark; they have no idea
Right.
what they're doing. That's kind
Right.
of the catch-22. Only the main protagonist, as we'll call it, knows what's going on. And by the time everything starts realizing what's happening, it's too late. They're already in the shit. It's already happening. And needless to say, I love me some zombies, and you guys know that. So I'm a huge Night of the Living Dead fan, especially anything Romero. I'm a huge fan of. And so when you tell me there's a zombie dinosaur, holy shit, man! And it comes out too. Like
Right.
literally, the characters are put into a corner and having to figure out what to do. And if they have to keep figuring this out as you go on throughout the other issues coming on, I got a feeling we ain't gonna make it with some of these characters.
Yeah. No, you got a pretty good feeling about that.
Can I ask a question? So this one I think is a little different than most of Dustin's books, because actually it's more of a team book. So we do have a wider cast of characters that are all working towards the same goal. Where most of the books we have focuses on different people, but overall we're not always doing the same thing.
Right.
And I'll tell you what it had a feeling of to me. If you've ever played Final Fantasy VII, right? The team of people of Cloud and everybody in the beginning of the fight, they're a bunch of ragtag people put together to make a team work. And that's exactly what this group is. They're a ragtag group, and you can tell
that's it, man. That's it. I have a lot of fun with that. I enjoy the characters. I enjoy that. It's like you've got Tweeter, and love Tweeter to pieces. Tweeter has been tasked with building this group of people, right? So he puts together this group of people. And for any of you that are familiar with the military, or you're familiar with contract jobs or anything like that, a lot of that stuff, nobody knows each other except by reputation. You know what I mean? So when you get hired to do something, it's just like any other contract job. You get brought on to do the job, you get paid after it's done. That's basically how it works. And jobs like this are no different, except there's an individual with a large sum of money that's asked this group of people to go in and deal with the situation. We don't really throw in what it is at the very start of it. By the end of it, kind of what is supposed to be happening, and it's interesting, though, like Bladen mentioned, every book we put out, we try to do it differently. We try to give you guys a different perspective. We try to give you a different feel, if you will, for what you're reading. And I think that this one is very exciting because it's real in your face, but it's also very personal with these characters. Like you'll get invested with these couple of characters that start this book off. By the end of the first issue, I was personally wanting to see more of X character, and X character. You know what I mean? Like I was
before you kill them.
Yes, before I kill them.
And it's coming too. Like literally, man, around the corner, you're like, all right, this jumps, this does this. Okay, so guess what? It's just going to happen. Like, I tell you what, it actually reminds me of Walking Dead, specifically just like The Walking
Mhm.
Dead, where you don't know at any point what the hell is going to happen. You just
Right.
you're for the ride.
For sure. I dig that. And I'm very appreciative of, that, because when, like, we write a lot of horror, but we write horror differently. Each of our books is a different style. Like, this is probably the first book that we're going to throw actual jump scares at a reader. We normally, and that's hard. When you put a comic book together, putting a jump scare in is very difficult. It's not like watching TV, right?
Mhm.
So when you put a jump scare in, or something brutal, like, we'll use Aliens for an example, right? When a chest burster is going to come out of a chest, even Marvel, DC, not DC, well, DC as well, because they actually did, the Batman
Dark
versus Aliens,
Horse.
the
Yeah.
Superman versus Aliens, whatever, with Dark Horse. But if you look back at those old scenes from the original Dark Horse books, as scary and as gnarly as they were, it wasn't, you knew certain things were going to come. You know what I mean? Like, you could tell they were going to come. No one tried to catch you off guard with something unless it was with the page turn. The only way to get a real jump scare in a comic book is to use the page turn to do it.
Mhm.
So it's less a scare, like a jump scare, and more of shock value for what you give the reader on the following page. Um, I am very proud of my ability to give you a page turn. It's something that, our letterer, ES, he works on a lot of books in the industry, and one of the greatest compliments I ever got was he was like, "You're one of the kings of the page turn," and I am super proud of that. And it's not like your best friend that comes out and it's like, "Man, you do a great job." You know what I mean? Because that's your best friend. He's going to tell you do a great job, unless he's your real best friend. He's honest with you. Um, but it's not like a family member or a relative or something that they have to compliment you. Um, but when our team is very honest. So if they say something, I tend to run with it. But when it comes to this book, you better stop. Um, this book in particular is a new way of writing for me, and getting go into a different type of storytelling. Like, when you guys get this issue of BGD4, it's very reminiscent of what we're doing. It's almost like a tease for what Cretaceous is going to be. And it was just really, really fun to come up with a concept, because, like you mentioned, zombies, everybody's done them, right?
Yeah.
They've all been done. How do you do it differently? You know what I mean? How do you make it different? And that
Have
was
it told
something.
by pigeons.
That's it. Well,
Aliens.
The birds return to zombies.
my gosh, the birds. As a kid, that movie terrified me.
Yeah.
Right? Well,
I
as
didn't
an
know
adult, it could
shit to
very
do with
well.
those birds. Fuck the birds.
Right? I just washed my
Just don't
car.
watch The Birds 2. The Birds 2 was not good.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's those things, like right now when you look at the difference in, like, Cretaceous horror versus the stuff that Penny is going to be involved in with Theater 7. Yes, she'll get scary stuff involved, but it's like almost like B-movie horror that Penny's involved with, versus this is like me, like when it comes to If It Hops, Bladen and I have often talked about If It Hops being like almost like it's a thriller, like you're walking into Seven, or 12 Monkeys, or something like that. Theaters, If It Hops is very, based around the concept of a villain. You have an actual villain that you're attempting to deal with, and that book is not going to change. It's always going to be the special agent drama horror type of book. You know what I mean? It's not going to turn into monsters and aliens and stuff like that. It's just not going to happen. But when you get into books like BGD is very much more like a mob book. You know what I mean? It's very much more like a mob book in a cyberpunk setting. And more of that'll become clear as we go into it. But this, man, Cretaceous is something that is literally like, hey, look, dude, I'm gonna be in your face all the time. Like all the time. You are so dirty. You are so dirty.
I don't understand. Why would that be dirty? I need that explained.
I don't know. I just like
I
to
know what he
giggle
got.
in
I know the
weird
reference.
moments
She's
and see what he
broken.
says.
She said he said you're broken. Somebody get her some new batteries. Something's fucking up over there.
Go with the C's.
Jesus. So it's one of those things where the characters are. I never want you to feel comfortable. It's like watching a Scream movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's like having April as a guest on your podcast.
Yeah.
Well, I tell
She's
you
in rare form tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Hardly.
So I tell you, one feeling it had too was the Evil Dead. So because the reason, like, I'm a huge Evil Dead, as you can see behind me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always have been, because it's not a true jump scare, as you say. It's it's coming.
Yes.
Just wait for it, and it's going to show up, but it's still going to scare the crap out of you. It's still going to happen. And like when I was reading through it, I'm like, I think it was page 3.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, it isn't just they're fighting these little things now. They're fighting these things, and they're like, what do we do? Dude, the last page killed me. It did. I died laughing because of what he said.
Yeah.
It's like, I wish like that would be a perfect segue. Like if Penny showed up and said, "Hey, by the way,"
right. Oh my gosh, Penny and
the tie-in. But
I wouldn't even know what to do with Penny and Cretaceous.
I don't think she'd make it.
Pretty sure I could come up with an idea.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Penny's not going to make it in Cretaceous.
No,
it just wouldn't be good. Poor Penny. It'd be a real bad day for that poor thing. But no, there's stuff to do with the character development and stuff that you're starting to see, and you're going to notice, like, there's a scene, like the whole deal with the like the egg area that they go into. That was a lot of fun for me, because I was like, I can't wait to see it. Like I am frequently not allowed to see what what is on there. You know what I mean? Like it mostly goes to Bladen and April. So like I've seen up to like page 6, and it's been like so cool, like surreal to see it. It always is for me. Whenever the books start coming together, it's always a very surreal experience for me to be able to watch and see what we've got coming out and what we're creating. Especially when we bring on new artists like Brandon, and we've brought on Zai, and it's always incredible. Like I am over the moon to see what April does with If It Hops. Like it's because when we bring people on, they have a vested interest. So they come in and they jam out as hard as they possibly can on the product,
Well, I just don't want to see it get floundered, She's my girl.
Exactly. And that's why it was such a cool thing for me when you were like, hey, look, I'm going to work with Bladen on this one. I was like, oh, shit.
It was one of 3 options.
Right. The lesser of 3 evils.
And she's not in a position that's compromising, like on the covers from squeezing.
Right. Jesus.
Oh, that sounds like a challenge.
It always is.
Oh no.
Well,
that poor baby.
I talked to this morning, so I kind of, I jumped in on her fun stuff that she's doing. So I can't wait to see what she does with that. And she knows I don't care.
Supposed to be doing Mermaid right now. Like If It Hops kind of fell in my lap a little bit, but like last night at like 1, 2 in the morning, I started doing a little bit of some Mermaid.
They're sharp, dude.
Sketches. Not too bad for like a little quick, I don't know, just a little something
for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to take me a minute to get them all colored and everything, so I just figured I'll needle away at it.
Right on, right on.
Noodle away at it. I don't know,
Yeah.
whatever.
You said
Doodle away
noodle.
on it. I'm with you. I'm with you. So we've got this, story about these individuals going down and, to do this black op type of mission and whatnot. But we've got different types of characters, and I thought that was going to be a lot of fun. We've got this. You've got your tech experts. You've got your explosive expert. You've got your your big guy that is larger than life type of dude. But it was really interesting to make different types of characters. Like, we didn't want to have, when I was talking to Bladen about putting this book together, it was very important that we went with different types of characters from different nationalities, different backgrounds, because I wanted the experiences to be different. Like there's a scene with Salt and Pepper, and they're getting into it with this thing, and it was just so much fun to write. Like, it was so much fun to put it together, and I can't wait to see it. You talked about dinosaur zombie things, and it's something where, we're putting together, this world, but it's also like, normally when you like, if it hops or your BGD, you have these characters these are the main characters, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to, like you mentioned, when it comes to Cretaceous, I want you to feel like you don't know who's going to make it to the back of the book. You know what I mean? Who's going to make it to 24? Yeah,
I'm so
please.
sorry. And Bladen, I was wondering, on Declan's pistol that he pulls, what type of gun is that? I'm not much of a gun girl. I'll have to pull up a reference.
I don't really think about it until I actually draw it. They're usually just based off of like a basic kind of graph thing. But you can have
okay.
anything.
Okay, so it's nothing that I need to have continuity from a previous issue.
No,
okay.
Well, this is the first time you're seeing that character.
Yeah, this is new Declan, and this is the only time that we've seen Agent K outside of the Fox Enclave.
Right.
Okay, cool. I'm so sorry. Please continue.
You're so fine. I love the questions, because they're questions I wouldn't have thought of. You know what I mean? Like, she is, because it's when you come together with a new character, it's interesting to give the artists creative leeway with a newer character. Like Declan is one of these characters where he's so very new that they're not, none of us are set in stone with exactly how we want him to be later. You know what I mean?
Just not Terminator.
Yeah, dude, just not Terminator. He's a pretty jovial guy.
Taser.
Yeah.
Don't tase me, bro.
Yeah, no, he's a pretty jovial guy. He's a big punk rock dude. You know what I mean?
He just happens to stash a gun underneath his fucking couch. Please.
It's her couch. So there's definitely going to be.
So he's been over there enough to know where her side pistol is, because obviously she's got the first three on her.
Because she's proficient.
That's right.
Versus him,
so she could put on some pants.
Yeah, she's got, priorities.
Well, if you get a phone call and you're like, "Hey, look, you should probably get out of the house. You're not going to run out with your thong hanging out." You know what I mean, or whatever.
Well, some people do.
Well,
is that an option?
Yeah.
Oh well, I think that Bladen gave her too many clothes.
Yeah. Well, you guys are always
That's fine.
There's, I'm a big fan of muscle kitties, so whatever. But there's the deal with the characters. What they're going through is she's like forewarning them of what's going on. So they're reacting to her forewarning, not that they have any clue about what's about to occur. They're preparing themselves for, anything to happen. I love this issue. I don't give a shit. It's amazing. And I'm excited about it. So I really think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think anybody that has enjoyed the book so far are really going to enjoy this issue. It's it's an eye-opening issue. There's a lot going on. You're going to see some things. You're going to get some revelations, and it made.
Gotta get a little spicy Creole out of the mix.
Oh my god! Shoo, man.
Come on,
boy.
redneck in there.
It's so, like I said, there's just a lot going on with this issue. I'm really happy with it, and I think it'll be super, super fun. You've also got a couple other books coming out. We've got Underland issue 2 coming out next week, and we've got Kill Cam issue 1 coming out next week. Both those books are a lot of fun. Incredibly different, incredibly different between the two of them. Issue 2 of Underland, issue 1 should be here in the next few weeks. We're really hyped about that, so we'll get that out to everybody right around the time the issue 2 starts, popping off. And it's one of those things where with that book, you're constantly going, this is beautiful, this is exciting, and the colors are great, the characters are amazing. But it's one of those, it's like, holy shit, did we just see that? Next week we'll go over covers and stuff like we normally do for the books and stuff when they go live. But there's something to be said about the covers for that book that are just absolutely phenomenal. Because normally we give you guys, these beautifully rendered, just super, pretty chicks, and we give you guys some action covers. But we let some of the folks go ham on Underland, and I think you guys are really going to dig it. The Chris Mad cover is still blowing my mind, and I see it like 2 or 3 times a day. I look back at it, so I really think you guys are going to enjoy that. It does have a not safe for work version too, though. So, or a wild version. I don't even know if you'd call it a wild version, but it's going to be interesting.
Oh, there's a wild version.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's like a wild version. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that you have a set standard for what's deemed wild. Oh.
It just seems like something like, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. Good Lord.
What? She got some boobies hanging out. I thought that was
no, that's not the cover I was even talking about.
Wait, what?
I was talking about the one with the dude bits on it.
Oh, that's Vic Moya. That's not Chris
Chris
Mad.
Mad. Sorry, Vic Moya. Yeah, my fault.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But there is a censored version too. We have enough. Yeah, we have enough.
Wherewithal.
No, blood that covers.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. There's enough.
You're welcome, world.
Yeah, well, I mean, it feels really natural though. It doesn't feel like a forced.
You're right.
And I think that's very powerful. I think that Vic, God bless him, and we hope his surgery and all goes well or has gone well. That we like to keep things making sense. With anything we put out, we like it to make sense. So if there's nudity, it has to work. We're never out just going make somebody naked. You know what I mean? It has to make sense. All the covers should have story to them. Like the one that Bladen is working on right now is probably one of my favorite ever conceptually. Just because I know what he's doing, and it's exciting. All the people that work with Ethereal and the team members that we have, I believe they increase their talent monthly. You know what I mean? They're all getting better as we go. And when it comes to, covers, we all get more excited to see what the team members are coming up with, or what they're thinking, and where they're pushing the product to, the IPs, what directions they're going in. And I think you guys are going to be really excited about the Underland covers. I think you'll be really, really happy with Kill Cam. We got a couple more we're waiting on for that, but it's just going to be phenomenal. It's one of those things where no one's seen it before. It's a brand new type of book. So when you're putting it out there, like, again, it's so different than anything we've done before. Ethereal hasn't done anything in space yet, and this is all in space. So it should be really, really exciting, for the sci-fi fans and stuff, and the technology. It's
Colors
oh my god,
should
colors.
really explode, not only in covers, but hopefully the interiors will also have that not grounded with just what we see on Earth kind of aspect.
Right.
I'm really hopeful that it'll just be stunningly beautiful on
For sure.
like every page.
Yeah, Natasha.
Well, the idea was to make it bright, right? That was the goal for us.
I don't know. I feel like, you like your black, white, and camo. You're out of your comfort zone.
White and camo. Oh my goodness. I think I only did camo in two characters. Two characters have camo.
One of them had pink
In
the
this
camo.
book alone, or like in the entire realm of
In any
ethereal?
ethereal book, there's only two characters that have camouflage on.
Are you sure?
I promise. There's
If we start adding in Cretaceous with all of their army people,
they're not wearing camo. They're wearing like Kevlar,
black,
body armor,
white.
Yeah.
She's a mess. Somebody's got her on a roll tonight. Stop giving that dog ice.
No, he's laying down on, that dog needs a bath.
That dog needs a bath.
Yeah, look, why you gotta pee on something and then lay right on it? Just gross. Babies are gross.
Babies are gross. I'll give you that. Puppies are.
I know all about that for the last week and a half.
Mm.
Oh my gosh. How are yours feeling, Nate? Are they feeling any better?
Got them all to stop for
Right.
as of yesterday. So that tells you how long we've been dealing with it.
Oh man.
So it's been nonstop back and forth.
For sure.
But the funny part is they're using it as a coping mechanism. Oh, my stomach hurts. I don't want to eat now. Oh, I don't think so. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
Let's try.
Yeah. It was a good attempt.
What'll make me feel better? Candy.
That's right.
Popsicles.
Yeah. They don't know the answer to that one. You better go do your chores first if you want anything.
Well, so like I was saying, we've got a lot going on in the pipe right now. Lots of books coming in, lots of different projects going on. We just brought on a new writer. Really excited about that. Like over the fucking moon about that. Bladen,
about the property that he's planning on doing too. Like it's kind of one of my favorite realms to think about and work on and all that. So really jealous someone else is going to be able to get that though. It's
going to be good and it's going to be fun, and I'm sure you'll see plenty of Bladen covers and pinup work and all kinds of stuff for it. So it's going to be great, and then you've got Bladen's book coming out too, which is going to be really exciting as well. That's on the schedule for release from us. We're ready for that. I know he's ready for it. He's been busting his balls on that, so that'll be a really good one. But we've got so many cool things in the fire right now, and all this new talent coming in. Like, oh my gosh. And when I say new talent, I mean new to us. I don't mean like new to the industry. You know what I mean? Just new to us. And it's one of those things where it's like we probably brought on 6-7 new artists in the past month. You know what I mean? And each of them is incredibly talented and is ready to push the brand. And that's exciting. It's going to be really cool. You should start seeing some new faces as early as next month. And I think that'll be really, really cool. I know that story-wise, we've got some beautiful, beautiful books coming out. I mentioned, Brian on Cretaceous. Brian's working on Cretaceous. Lieris is really bringing Underland around to life. Issue 2 is coming along. So we'll have some pages to show you guys when the Kickstarter goes live. her cover is astounding, and April had a great idea, and I can't wait for you guys to see that. So that'll be a lot of fun. You guys were talking about connecting covers. That should be really neat. And then we've got, oh my gosh, My Metal Girl has an artist that is slaying that. Bladen, how are you feeling about that? I know you've seen more of than I have.
I am very confident. Things are going very well on that front. So
Love that. Absolutely.
definitely,
Love that.
yeah, it's definitely a good style, and it's gonna hit. It's gonna be great.
I dig it. And you've got, not only do you have My Metal Girl coming, we've also got our book There Be Shadows that has an artist on that now.
Mm-hmm.
Really stoked to see where that's going. Like I said, it's always Christmas for me because they'll pop up and show me some shit I had no idea was coming to begin with. And we've brought on some really big names for you guys here recently. And I really hope you have as much fun with the products as we are. I'm going to actually have Nate start like putting out written reviews for the books. He's going to have a lot of fun with that.
I've got one done already. So
dope. Love that.
I did BGD 1. I'm editing it, and you'll see it next week.
Love that. And feel free to, like I said, we'll get you access to the drive so you can use imagery to put in your reviews and stuff. So that'll be cool. But I think that's a lot of fun, right, guys? Like we're trying to create things that you can enjoy and have fun with, and whether they're really, really deep books like If It Hops, or they're easy to reads like Cretaceous. Cretaceous is going to have its own twists and turns because I have to have them. It's just me as a person. But when it comes to that book, though, I think that you're going to get so much, action and so much suspense. And then we'll build, more and more story as we go through it. It was funny when I was talking to Nate earlier about Cretaceous, and he was like, I didn't know what this particular dinosaur was. And to me, that's exciting and it's interesting because we're taking you to places that you are unfamiliar with, and dinosaurs, yes, we've seen them in Jurassic Park. Yes, we've seen them in a couple 80s movies that are scary, right? But it's one of those realms where we know it can be really fucking terrifying if we allow it to be.
Or they can be strippers. Or they can be strippers.
Yeah, or they can be strippers. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm a fan of dinosaur strippers. I'm just saying. They helped Ethereal get started, those dinosaur strippers.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, I remember we were joking with April not long ago about the fact that when we put out BGD 1, I had my mom, my wife, and my sister personalizing cards that I had Steph Wilson make. I had it not like regular, like small cards, but mini prints. Personalizing mini prints to every backer on that campaign. Oh my gosh.
How many did you do?
I think we did 200 and something on
Holy
that.
shit.
So I had written like 5 or 6, things to put on there. And it was funny. It was funny. Like they're all sitting around my kitchen table drinking liquor and stuff. Signing these.
Just imagine your mom and your kid.
Yeah, not my kid. My kid wasn't in there. My kid was well asleep.
Oh,
but
I thought you said you had wrote
no, it
her
was my
into...
mom, my sister, and my wife.
Oh, got it. Okay.
What have you been up to, sir?
Yeah, no, and they were
like,
having,
oh man,
they just had a ton of fun with it. It was a really good time. Because we try to do things differently and when we can, and that was just so much fun. Like it was literally so much fun
because we were pre-April. Otherwise, I would have given you some spray glitter.
Right, it was pre-April. Yeah, for sure. But we'll end up doing fun stuff like that again. It's just as the brand builds, we're doing so much that it's like the extra things seem so much more extra than they were before. You know, like with the listener, one of the issues we did the soap, and it was such a big deal for us because it was a lot of fun and it was interesting, and I hadn't seen anybody do it. You know, and then we did the personalized dice 2 years ago. You know, that was a big deal because we had the dice, like literally paid to have the different dice made. So it was like bone dice to go with the ethereal books and stuff. So it was really, really cool.
April, that's pretty new as well. So
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
that's way old. Holy cow. Um, but you know, it's just the newer things. Like I had a fan today, like before the campaign ended, asked me about metal prints, like 11x17s. I had never even contemplated metal prints, like prints of the books. Yes, you know what I'm saying. Covers,
I
metal
wouldn't do
covers.
it.
But well, I'm gonna do it for him because he's paying for it. You know what I mean? But
Oh, okay.
it was
But
just
this is not a
still.
stretch goal that everybody gets. No.
yeah, no,
No. Well, I mean, one, they get heavy. Two, if
for
you
sure.
drop them, they get crinkled. I think the bigger that you work, the amount of flaws or errors on printing
Oh, absolutely.
increase, and I think that you'd have a lot of stock that might not make the quality control
For sure.
goal
For
that
sure.
you that
He
we
he's
want.
he was a big fan of that Jake cover, and he's got a
Oh.
theater in his house, and he was wondering if he could get
Oh.
a for his theater, you know, and I was like, well, that's dope. I love that. Now I'm gonna do one for me too. You know what I mean? But
Well, the print on demand option is certainly something to explore for sure.
Maybe
yeah,
that's
you know,
something you can put on the
Look at
website
April with her
itself.
ruler. That's just
well,
What?
we're
so I was just April with your ruler. Sorry, I don't know what it is.
Oh, my
I'm a
janky
Neanderthal.
ass ruler. I got one that's so old it's yellow.
Wow.
Yeah. Not only that, but I think that they like warp a little. So
Yep.
every once in a
Yeah.
while, I'm like, that doesn't look straight.
oh no,
Yeah, my T-square has like chunks out of it and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
really
oh
do
my
well.
god,
It kind of catches. So
Right.
I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Now you want to see the notch? Or is it?
Oh
See
yeah.
that?
yeah.
Many flaws from that little
Huh.
guy right there.
Right.
Well, I mean, you know, but that's like your battle buddy. You know what I mean? It's been around for a while.
Well, there for a minute. I'm like, I'm gonna get me a metal one. I'm gonna show that plastic one who's boss. And then I'm like, oh, I can't see through it.
Like a
Damn
metal
it.
one? Like this? Yeah.
How am I gonna
Yeah.
be able to like line it up and make sure that it's? I mean, it wasn't a T ruler or anything. I was
Right,
like,
right.
oh my god. So,
I just
and
choose
then
straight lines now.
right, and then the aluminum actually can scuff the paper, so you have to take
God.
pennies
Mhm.
underneath it to elevate it. And I'm like,
This
you
one's
look.
got the cork, so that's actually kind of nice, and you can
Yeah. There
you
you
can put
go.
it. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's a
gosh.
tip for the kids at home looking to get into
Right.
art.
Well,
You know,
when I was in art school, they told us to just use pennies and use artist tape to tape the pennies
Seen that.
underneath.
I have seen that, yeah, and
Mm.
I'm like, that's ridiculous. Y'all are out of your minds.
Like, who had those 2 cents? I mean, yeah, like that's gotta come in handy when you're trying to buy a slice of pizza and you're
Or if
broke.
you need like a cheap lesson on how to speak Creole, like those 2 pennies are gonna get you there.
Dude, it's an investment in the
Y'all
future
got
of
jokes.
ethereal.
Y'all
Hey,
got jokes.
don't forget the 12-cent ramen we used to eat.
That's it. Y'all got jokes. Okay, I got you.
What's
Uh,
that guy
that was
talking about?
that was good. That was good, my dude.
yeah. Got the jokes tonight. So anyway, how about them fucking books?
So all the
So-
characters that have camo. I mean, you got Ricky, and I know I've seen Maya in it,
Maya.
right?
You have
And
not.
then,
Not yet.
are you
Maya
sure?
had it on the cover for
It's on the
Baby
cover.
Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
And
not
then-
out yet. That doesn't count.
The fuck it don't. We did a
Okay.
Kickstarter. Anything that's already been launched for pre-order is fair game.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Okay. And then you have Arya, right? Is that her name?
Yeah, yeah.
And Lee.
Yeah, Leo's the
And who else? I know I've seen a shit ton of
Arya
people.
doesn't have
There
camo.
has been a Ricky Prince rendering where he's jumping at you with a gun, and that one has the camel pants on it.
Arya doesn't have camo on. She's wearing that khaki colored.
That's true. She's wearing the drab
So
uniform
it's
style.
Lee that has it.
Yeah, Lee's got it.
Yep,
Okay.
Lee's got
That's
it.
not bad.
And that was
And-
almost an ode to Ricky, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's what we're gonna call that.
The ode to Ricky swatch.
That's right. That's right.
Wonderful.
So then when I put it on Agent K in the future, it'll be the same thing.
Oh yeah, because then you had Agent K and Agent C on Leighton's cover or Renee's cover on
He doesn't
2.
control. He doesn't control what the contractors do. You know.
Yeah, that's not fair. I don't tell them what to do. That's not fair. I give them free reign. Free reign to do fun stuff.
So the
'Cause then
Eve
she-
one kind of loses it there too. So that's kind of a cool thing. Sorry.
I see where she's going. She's feeling froggy. I'm gonna let her feel froggy.
Nah, I'm gonna let you know what everybody who comes at me will be like, I don't know what I should color this. Just be like camo,
Don't
black
you
and
dare.
white. Don't even
Don't
worry about adding
you
color.
dare.
It'll
The
be
default
fine.
color.
She's a paid actor. She's compromising.
Go
her film.
Oh my God, don't do
monochromatic. Make it sound smart.
That's awful. Don't do that.
Can you imagine? My life as a colorist got so much easier just now.
Yeah, no shit. Damn it. That shit's terrible. Don't even mess around.
Value plus.
I'm gonna be like a compo. Hey, look, the next 3 pages are all in black and white because the lights are out.
I still don't get the black. I get the camo. What do you mean? Where's the black and white from?
Hmm?
You said you were teasing me about black, white, and camo. That's like my color swatch.
Anytime that I ask you, oh hey, what outfit should they be on? And you're like, oh, just make it black.
No, I'm
Black
not.
bra strap, black
Whatever. I don't
pants,
believe
black
that
boots.
nonsense at all.
Maybe she's confusing it when she asks me what color things should be, and I'm like, well, I have
That's
black and I have white.
That's it.
So
That's probably what it is. Whereas I honestly think, to be fair, I think Agent K would be a pink panty person, but that's just me.
I could see her getting a dye job and going like, black.
Yeah.
I think it'd be so cool. It'd be like, no. I am a lioness, but I'm feeling very like Black Panther right now or Jaguar-esque. And so having a special dye job to turn her black for a couple of issues.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, that'd be so sexy with like the brown spots on the black fur. But you got to get a colorist that can do that real sweet
you might get in trouble for
sheen.
something like that. I don't know.
Oh, I know.
That's not politically acceptable at this time.
What? Oh no, I wasn't trying to bring
I
politics
know
into
you weren't.
it.
I know you weren't, but
He's just giving
someone
you shit.
would.
But somebody will. Yeah.
Someone would.
Somebody
know.
would say something.
There's a way behind it.
I need to go to
There's a jerk
the
out there that would
zoo
ruin it.
because I absolutely love seeing the big cats on display. But I think it was the jaguar or the cheetah recently passed away here at the Houston Zoo.
Oh,
so yeah, a little bit. So I think that it's going to take them a little bit of time to,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm
But
with
it's a pretty kitty.
The pretty kitties. I'm a big fan. Of
kitty.
But you've got these characters that are starting to show up. Like this issue in particular that you're working on, you're actually going to start seeing like the characters with the bunny masks. So I think that'll be a lot of fun because you're going to get to play with colors and stuff in a whole different way. with this particular issue, and going forward, you're going to start seeing more of them. So you're going to get your neon blues, your neon pinks, your neon greens, your purples, and whatever the fuck you want to run with, So it should be fun. I mean, there's a lot. Again, there's a lot going on. I think we've only got one first appearance in this issue, so, but you've got a couple other characters that we've not really dealt with much.
Yeah, there's a Declan, but more clarified, of more than one page of someone else. But well, no, that's just 1.5 pages of that too. So yeah, I don't know.
Well, I don't
know what's going on. I just drew the whole thing. Whatever.
Right.
Not to the same
I
level.
work
But
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just drive the truck.
Right. Well, I value both your opinions very, very much. So,
Sorry about that.
I think that everybody's going to really enjoy what the direction we're going. If you're a fan of man, what the fuck is the name of that movie, Bladen? The
7?
no, the one with the masks.
That was a joke.
V for Vendetta.
No,
the mask.
The movie where they do it once a year. It's like a culling once a year.
V for Vendetta.
Purge.
No, Purge.
Purge.
If you're a fan of like the Purge, you'll really, really enjoy what we're doing with If It Hops.
Not you. I'm not with you.
I don't think I've ever seen the Purge.
It's a thing. It's not important.
It's not. It's just it's different. You know what I mean? And
it's only a cultural, important thing.
Right. If you've seen one of them, you don't need to watch the other ones.
Well, the first one was like a home invasion movie, and then after that, they're like, "Oh, let's take this nationwide." And then Jeremy Renner was in it, and then they're like, "Oh, let's keep making these movies because they're cheap and easy." And
Well, it's funny. I went to college at Universal, and every now and then we get to go back down there, and it's fun being alums there because we can go in and see stuff and do all kinds of shit. But it's like for Halloween Horror Nights, they always do like Purge stuff, so you're always seeing people run around with the mask. You're always seeing like the scare zones and stuff. Generally always at least have one from the Purge because they're Universal films, and it's always really interesting to see how people react and how scared people get, but I think that this issue of If It Hops, you're going to start seeing a different side of this story. And that's the goal. Like when we first introduced Ryoshi, we wanted you guys to know that there are different elements in play other than just your regular stuff. And I remember how much fun we had when we first did the, I remember Blade.
You could just put that
on.
You're welcome.
Right. Well, the first additional 6 pages we did, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think those were the most fun we had, working on the first issue of If It Hops. It was like we love the book and we're getting into it, but those additional 6 pages were just so much fun to put together.
Mm-hmm.
It was, not only are you introducing Agent K, but we also introduced Ryoshi, and Ryoshi is making her actual book debut.
Yeah.
In this issue. So
yeah,
I'm a big fan. I think people will enjoy her. I think she's very much she's a potential love interest for Agent C. She's a very outgoing character, but at the same time very timid character. But if you know anything about the books, you've read the first issue, you also know that she's not the only one riding around in her body. So I think that people have a lot of fun with that. And she makes her big like normal book debut in this coming issue. So you'll get to see her in modern continuity versus getting to see her as a child in the past. And I love that. I absolutely love the fact that she's of grown interest with the fan base. People enjoy the character. People are interested in what's going on with her. What the writer is exactly. And what her part will be to play in this massive drama that we've created. I don't know if I sent Nate any of the If It Hops stuff.
You should probably get some.
I probably
Yeah,
should.
you sent me 3, but I haven't read 2 yet.
Oh yeah, right. Well, I'll send you 2 then too.
That was the thing about the folder is like I think everything other than that.
Yeah, I'll send you issue 2. Well, issue 2 should be going out digitally to everybody. I'm just waiting on ES to fix a bubble, and after that, it'll go out to everybody. So I'm really thrilled about that. I think that the book is issue 2 is almost like an awakening for If It Hops. Like, we introduced you to C and Company in the first issue, and how like normal she is, and so issue 2 is literally her stepping up and putting her big girl pants on and deciding that she's going to take care of business. And it's a really wild issue, I think. I'm very, very proud of it. I think the artists killed it. Bladen and David went in and made the interiors absolutely beautiful. So
I got to do something that's my favorite thing to do for anything in comics. So I'm very happy about that.
Explain
just
that
to sit down and draw?
No, and I'm kind of debating on if I should even tell you guys, just to keep it really vague and mysterious.
Okay. Right on. Be
Maybe
that.
If you ask me again, I'll tell you.
I'm not going to ask you again. You tell me when you want to.
All right. Well,
you can tell me later.
Just give you awkward silence until you spill the beans.
Yeah, that'll work.
You know what? Dustin? Just as punishment, just like the bagpipes of music, you should start speaking Creole until he gives up.
Yeah, that'll do it.
It's gonna make me give up. Jesus.
Dig down deep for the team, Dustin.
That broken record is for real lately.
I could do this all day. I'm a mom.
You know you can.
Oh my God.
We will not challenge that.
Well, yeah, we're not going to challenge that at all. Thank you. No, it's it was interesting to see, like, see going ham.
I can't ink. I'm laughing. I can't ink when I'm laughing.
Well, don't.
Sometimes when I'm inking, my eyes just glaze over, and I was just like, just keep going. I was like, whatever.
Oh my God.
You're a mess. You're an absolute mess.
I'm so sorry.
So you stated Nate, you've got your review for BGD 1.
Yeah.
Tell me about BGD 1 in your words. What do you feel about BGD 1? Do you what was interesting? What is your takeaway from it? Are you ready for the next issue?
So I've read the first one, of course, went through it. It's a good introductory, on all the characters. You've got with Maya and with Ricky and everybody, and you see that Ricky is a man at a time. That he is wanting to do his own thing. He's wanting to break away from everything, but at the same time, he's still stuck in that world. He can't get out of that because he still lives there.
Right.
So like if he had consciously thought about it and moved away from the city, moved away from that life, started somewhere else, then he would have had his freedom that he really wants. So it makes you believe that he doesn't really want to be away. He doesn't want to. He wants to still be part of it. He still is actively in it. And he enjoys that part. Like you can see the enjoyment he has in just getting in a fight.
Right.
He enjoyed it. He's like, okay, yeah, you think you're going to be big and bad, and guess what? I'm going to whoop your ass.
Right, right.
Don't come in my place. Don't come in my house, kind of thing.
For sure.
And then you see him that he has a sensitive side as well, though, because like he really cares about the people that work for him. Like he wants, hey, make sure you take care of them, make sure they're all good to go. And then the cool thing I thought was like a little push into it from the Blade Runner was the AI piece. Throwing the AI part into it, it's like, hey, go manage this, go do all this for me. Hey, can you help me with all of this? Kind of goes back to that same storyline of like watching Blade Runner and then having the androids show up.
Yes.
For sure. And so that's how I kind of look at it, is like it's Blade Runner meets Jurassic Park.
There you go. Yeah, no, for sure. I think that we had, Bladen and I, when we started putting the book together, that was one of, Blade Runner was one of the things that I came to him with, that I was like, look, this is one of my favorite stories. This is the type of world I want to create, this cyberpunk world, but with, these anthropomorphic characters in it. There was a movie that came out when we were kids, and it did not do well. First off, let's preface that. The movie did not do well. It was called Theodore Rex. It had Whoopi Goldberg in it.
I know that one.
I loved the concept when I was a kid. I loved the concept. The idea there. Do what?
Go ahead.
Did you say there was a concept? Jesus.
No, I think, was he a detective in that Theodore?
Yeah, he was a detective.
Okay, I've seen of it. I need to actually watch it now.
Yeah, he was a detective, and I can't remember what her deal was. But and it was interesting because he started falling for Whoopi Goldberg throughout the film. And I remember thinking, wow, this is interesting, this is really cool. And, we, like, as creators, I think that we reach back into our own subconsciousness, and things that we enjoy when we start creating things. So I'm sure that there's some kind of, subconscious thing that went to that realm as well.
Baggage.
Yeah. It just makes sense. But do you want to know?
I said that's called baggage.
Yeah. But so when we started working on BGD, I was like, these are the kinds of elements that I want to see. And I remember the first page when he sent it to me, I was blown away by the first page. Like, literally, the first page in issue 1 of BGD, if you're a fan of, like large cityscapes, and this is not to toot Bladen's horn, but it's probably one of the best I've ever seen in a comic book. Like, it really,
because that was a lot of work.
Yeah, I bet it was a lot of fucking work, but it was absolutely phenomenal.
You're gonna have to Greg Capullo it and do one big thing, and then just take snippets of it and put it into the different areas.
Oh man, no, he went ham on that shit.
Yeah, I did. I went a little overboard.
Yeah, it came out like, but it went. You have to remember though, when we put out our first,
it's impactful. Yeah.
It's
well, if you do it once really, really good, you can just recycle it in various stages.
Yeah.
It's called the path.
I don't know.
Well, it was interesting because, as when you first come out, people say, you only have one opportunity, to make a fan. You really do. You only have one opportunity. So when they come on the book, whether it's If It Hops, whether it's BGD, whether it's, Greed, Theater 7, it doesn't matter which book it is. When they come on and they pick up that first book, that's the opportunity you get. You probably don't get an opportunity to if they didn't enjoy it. You know what I mean? So we want to make sure that we give it 110% on every product we put out. And I can safely say that every member of Ethereal goes in there and goes fucking ham on everything they put out. And I'm proud of them. Oh my gosh. Like, unbelievably proud of everything they put out, each and every individual. And it's just because they try so hard. You know what I mean? If it was half-ass, well, we wouldn't use it,
Whole ass.
That's it.
Okay, use the whole peach.
That's it. So, like, when we were putting together BGD, we were like, well, where's the shock value? Where's this? Where's that? And the issue's so old, I don't mind talking about the stuff involved in it. But it was literally like, and that's crazy to say, right? It's crazy to say that an issue is old. Like it's old. Holy shit. You know what I mean? But it was such a good issue for us. And when, when you have a character skipping down a hallway and she comes into seeing another character, we talked about that scene for a while. You remember talking about that, the whole eating her out thing?
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh my
Sorry?
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Have you read the book? It's crazy.
it's batshit crazy what
Yeah.
happens.
It was so much fun because I was like, well, look, we're gonna
That's
play
what
it like
she
this,
said.
and we're gonna make it look like this. That was the goal. Make it look like this, but in reality, it's like this.
He ate her.
So
That
it was just so good.
that angle was good. As and you had that front angle, and you're like,
Uh-huh.
okay, this is what it is, and then you kind of pan to the side, and you're like, ah, and then
Was that on the page
it,
turn, or was that just on the same? I don't remember now, actually.
it was it was like a panel right below it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, you
It,
still, yeah, you read it and you think one thing. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
right. It was so much fun to put that together. And the whole deal with, him being upset with her interrupting his meal and all that jazz, you know, um, and the fact that, that's the first time you see Serenity die.
Mm.
And that was cool to us because it was, we wanted to stress upon Serenity, and what she is. Corvus is a badass. He's just going to be a badass always. Anytime you put him on a book, we make him larger than life.
Mm.
In issue 2, when he shows up at the spa, we literally make him larger than life. He's literally got to bend down to get through the door to even walk down into the spa and stuff. It's the goal is to make him that is huge, as massive as we can possibly make him. And the fact that he like dwarfs Ricky, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
When they do get into it eventually, it's like the Attack of the Titans. You know what I mean? It's really, really cool.
Well, I'll tell you the cool thing about it. It had like a Joker Harley Quinn feel to it,
Right,
between the two. But the Joker was actually the Kingpin at the same
right.
time.
Yeah.
Like you had the Kingpin and Harley Quinn, and guess what? Harley Quinn is immortal. You can bring her back as many times as you want.
Yeah.
Oh, she gets so fucked up as the story goes.
Oh yeah.
Like, because again, you'll learn more and more about that in issue 4. You know what I mean? You'll learn more and more about how it affects her and, what goes on in her head and stuff like that. You also we introduced creepy scientist guy, which was another fun one. There's so much to be done in these worlds that we can show you guys, and it's exciting, like to be able to go in and be like, oh look, there's this badass, or don't forget that badass. And not only do you have the regular story running, but you also have the Stitches story running,
Mm-hmm.
and which eventually will have its own issues. There's going to be a time where we do a mini series for Stitches. And I'm really excited to see all three of the Stitches stories together in the trade paperback. So they'll be like, instead of having the dividers in between, it'll run the full story in the back of the book. Really, really hyped about that. I have to get the next Stitches story to Bladen.
Mm-hmm.
But that was another one that we had a ton of fun with, being able to write from the point of view of a serial killer.
Literally.
Like literally, yeah. Man, we did it literally in that issue, didn't we? Oh man. That was fun. We did panels from his perspective in issue 4. Or no, was that 3? Was that 3 or 4?
3.
No, yeah, 3. Yeah, so 4 we haven't turned in 4 yet, or the Stitches stuff for 4. But man, wow, like you're literally in the driver's seat of a serial killer in issue 3. Like it's a lot of fun. Like it's a lot of fun. I don't know that And I'll toot Bladen's horn for a second real quick, just like I do with Lee Harris.
Oh,
The facial expressions that we got in that issue were so good. Like so good. Like you could like almost like feel the terror. It was tantamount like in the air. And that's what we were shooting for. So to be able to get it so good was just absolutely ridiculous. I think it turned out really, really well. And as we continue to push and as we continue to grow, that story will continue to grow. The Stitches story will have its own stuff going on, just because of the fact that he is a character that originally was supposed to just be like a one-off, knockaround guy, almost like a jobber. You know what I mean? He was literally just supposed to be, somebody we could take out, because I'm not a fan of short-term storytelling. I'm really not. So like your Corvos characters, your Jackal, you know what I mean? Your hyena characters or whatever, they'll be around a long time, and I think that's it. It's fun storytelling. It's one of my favorite things about Spider-Man. Your villains were villains. You had your rogue gallery, just like Batman. You had these characters that have been around. You don't just you have a great idea and you just knock it off. I'm not a fan of that. Now at the end of this first big arc for If It Hops, you will lose one character at least. But it will not be like something you forget. The ramifications for the character's death will continue to reverberate through the story for years to come. But it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think Kay is another character for development that you guys are going to get to see, really getting into stuff. Like I really want to show her sweeter side with the issues that we're putting out right now. She's laughing at me again.
Mm-hmm.
You see that or hear that? Witness that?
or snickering.
She is snickering.
Over yonder, yes.
That sweet pussy up there she's drawn. I am absolutely a fan.
Ah.
I'm a fan.
But it's a rabbit. I'm not drawing the kitty cat right now. Yeah,
You were a minute ago. Whatever. I'm a fan.
Well, that was so 20 minutes ago.
I lose track of time when I'm with you guys. Like I can't. I lose so much track of time. Like we were all out in Vegas together, and it was one of the most funs I've had, and I couldn't tell you how long. Right, one of the most fun experiences I've had, and it was really cool to have Bladen and April in the same place. Because we all live in different parts of the country. So to have us all three in the same place was a phenomenal thing. And April and I, we do shows together all the time. We're like the dynamic duo. But getting to have Bladen at a show was absolutely phenomenal. And
Sit there and screaming. Dragging
man, the fans talked about it. The fans were super excited you were there. So
that's nice. That's good.
It was very nice.
I enjoyed it. I might do it again someday.
So next year I'm going to try to drag his ass out more often.
Mm-hmm.
I really am. I'm not going to take no for an answer.
Yes, you will.
No, I won't. His wife is amazing, and she will help me make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
So
I'll get her drunk anytime.
There you go.
Yes. So much fun.
Those are the best conventions ever.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so much fun. We were asked about Vegas, we were asked about Phoenix, we were asked about a bunch of shows this year, and next year we're gonna hit the scene like fucking a storm. It's gonna be awesome. The funny thing about though doing shows, when you're small, they're cheaper. And a lot of people will be like, well, as you get bigger, you get invites and stuff, and you get better treatment. That's fine. But like we learned recently, when you have more product, it takes more luggage.
Oh gosh.
And more luggage means more expensive flights. So not just more expensive flights, but it means you have to have more table space to put shit out. So
You tell me that you've been in the industry for more than 2 years? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What?
April has it down to a science where she has this little she has these boxes where she pulls stuff out and she's like, this goes here, this goes here. This is amazing. Here's my fancy wooden box thing. I put this on the table, I build it, and I'm just like, holy shit balls, Batman. You know what I mean? Like, you have an entire utility belt for a convention table.
No, that got confiscated by the TSA.
Did it really?
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh man.
Your horror story.
Oh, they got Brandon and
always-
Lieris at the airport when we
I
were.
always get the special screening.
Oh, man.
Always. Over at Hawaii, I was like, where's the special screening line? And they're like, ma'am, just get in line. I'm like, yeah, but you're going to pull me off for special screening. Happens every time. And they're like, just get in line. I'm like, fine. So 20 minutes later, I finally get to where the line. They're like, oh, ma'am, you step over here. And
Yep.
I was like, ha, I fucking told you. They're like, ma'am. I'm like, fine. I'm like, whatever.
Stop stealing my
Anyway.
art supplies.
Yeah, right. Well, they wound up like going through every print of mine because that was my carry-on. I was like, oh man.
Oh my gosh. You
To
should charge them.
No, I was just happy that they didn't confiscate anything. No, the other one was when I was coming back from Phoenix because my mom lives out there and she handed me a baby doll. And the baby doll was made of a very thick, well-made plastic.
Right.
And so the baby doll's naked, right? Because I lost the clothes to it a long time ago, but Clara already knew that it was coming. So, yeah, no problem. So I put it on top of my purse and put it through the screening, and it scared the TSA agent because they could see through and it looks very lifelike. And then they're like, oh, our x-ray machine can't see through this, so we need to call the bomb squad.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, what?
Is it that
baby
serious?
doll? Yeah, they took it very seriously. I'm like, but it's like a 40-year-old baby doll. And they're like, yeah, it's not technically on the no-fly list, but I'm like, wow. So then the guy's like, real talk. I have to pop the stitches and feel with my finger on the inside to make sure it's not a bomb on the inside, or you can just take it to FedEx or something and have them. I'm like, it's 6 a.m. on a Saturday.
Right.
What? Is that an option at this moment? Well, it's your responsibility to. I'm like, yeah, you're going to pop those stitches, but be gentle. It's like as old as I am. I'm like,
right.
We'll do our best, ma'am. I'm like, this is crazy. I've never. I know. No, I mean, it's fine. I'm glad that they're being very safe, but I just think it's funny because like I said, always get the special screening. It was only really inconvenient whenever I was traveling with the baby and they disheveled my entire baby bag and then left me to like put it together.
Yeah.
With a squirmy toddler. I'm like, oh, you guys.
Oh my gosh.
Special side eye.
Both these pieces are going to be available on the Kickstarter, right? For If It Hops?
Yes.
What?
The page that you're working on and the cover that Blazing's working on?
I was encouraging you to put the pages up for randomized selection or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, so they'll be available. We're trying to make sure that you guys, a while back I talked about the fact that as a kid, we'd have never been able to afford original art. It would just never happen. We could have never had it. And we want to make sure that you guys are able to have it because we're honored that you want our art in your home. That's a phenomenal thing, right? We're honored that you want it, so we always try to make sure that our pieces are priced appropriately so people can actually get them and not have to fight for them or it'd be stupid like $400 for a page or some dumb shit, so we like to make sure, that you guys can pick up product because like I said, we're the ones that are honored that you want it. We're absolutely amazed, that you want our product. So like we were just talking about the gentleman that wanted the metal print. that to me is so fucking cool. Like it's ridiculous. I had a guy reach out and tell me the other day that C is his favorite modern comic book character.
As she should be.
Right. And I was, it just blew my mind. That's really cool to me, and it's to think that a character, that we've created is, is a part of someone's, their reading list or what they enjoy. It's something very special to us, that we can create things like that. I'm going to go ahead and point something out to you guys real quick while you're looking. Look at how symmetrical the inks are on Bladen's cover. That's cool as shit. It's just his ears look so good.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Oh, what we're gonna say his ears. His ears look so good.
Oh.
Brown nosing.
Hey, I tell you things that you do look so good. Get out of here with that. You know what? Don't let her bullshit you. I give her just as many fucking compliments as anybody else. Like, just did those fucking colored. She colored the Bladen's artwork for these prints, and I literally was, tooting her horn for like 3 days about how beautiful these fucking things were. So don't let her let you guys get, like, fooled by any of her fucking shenanigans.
See, you're going about this all wrong. You'd be like, yeah, fucker, teacher's pet. We should go out for, I don't know, whatever.
See?
Something stupid.
Right.
Like, no, not that.
So speaking of going out and doing things again, so next year will be a lot more cons for us because we've all got the bug biting us. We all want to go out and hang out with you guys and stuff. So we'll make sure we get some more though. I think we're trying to book like a full year of cons for us next year. So I actually have a really cool idea that we've talked about briefly. And we had planned to do it differently, but life changes and things happen. But wouldn't it be really cool to do like an ethereal con? I know that Brian does his amazing stuff that he gets to do and whatnot, and definitely not on that level. Like, I can't rent out a fucking hotel or anything. But wouldn't it be cool if we could bring like 4 ethereal artists in? And, we could sign books. We could do all kinds of shenanigans, maybe even stop by Epicos and here in Chattanooga. And they always get exclusives from us. So, just show up and surprise the shit out of them and sign some books and, just some cool stuff, and, a bunch of the fans of Nashville and stuff, we could do like a private signing, just, something neat like that. I think it'd be really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And once I get this space set up behind me that I'm working diligently on, yeah.
What'll help move that along?
Oh Lord, if you say speaking Creole, I'm gonna fall out.
Well, I was gonna say Mountain Dew, but sure, Creole's where it's at.
It's funny. She talks this shit about Mountain Dew, and I might have like one a month at the moment. Like, I don't drink anything with caffeine in it, so it's like I'm just like, that would be nice, you know what I mean? Like, it'd be nice to have, a Mountain Dew, but as of now, I don't drink very much of that stuff in the least. Yeah. And I'm
Just think, like, the acid reflux alone, you wouldn't be able to sleep, so you might as well get some work done.
No, I'll avoid that. Thank you.
You're like, yeah, you stop being funny. You're like, ooh.
Yeah, like, well, I don't sleep much anyway, so it's like.
I know that was like me giving Art 301 tips to Devin Massey and like, just just take the espresso bean grounds and just grind them through your gums. Like you'll get it stuck between your teeth so much as an obnoxious thing that you won't be able to be comfortable, and thus you will continue to work on
stay
your
awake.
art.
You can't sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
So-
don't think those guys sleep at all anyway. I don't think they fucking, the Masties probably don't ever sleep. I don't know that that's something in their
It's a
wheelhouse.
tag team match like the WWE or something.
You know what's so cool though? They're triplets. So
What?
yeah, there's 3 of them.
I knew there was 2.
Yeah, there's 3 of them. So it's
Is
just like,
the other one an artist?
no. But it's, how cool would it be to be like triplets? That'd be just so neat.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine being the one that never got into trouble? I mean, like your mom is constantly going through everybody else's name before they get to yours.
Oh my gosh.
I bet Debbie got in trouble all the time as a kid.
It's funny. He tells the best stories.
He really does.
Like stories about people's youth, Devin and Mitch both could tell you the best stories about youth. Because they lived a very exciting lives in their youth. They still live exciting lives, hell. But it'd just be really, really cool if to experience some of the things that they've done. That's why Theater 7 is so good for them, because he had worked at a theater, so it's fun to have his perspective on like how we're doing things and what we're working with.
I always imagined that would be an interesting job.
Right? Like an old one, not like a modern theater, but like an old.
Yeah.
The old 35 millimeter.
Right. Oh my gosh. We used to do like movie screenings when we had the shop. We did the Suicide Squad. Like we we had tickets and promotions for the first showing in the state of Florida, right? And it was super, super fun. And we got to give tickets away and stuff, and it was just a great experience. But stuff like that was just so neat. Like I have a banner from the Ninja Turtles movie, the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles movie. And it's like 25 foot long and like 15 foot high. And I wish I could put it in this room. Eventually I'll figure out a way to do it. But
just nail gun it to the slant.
I've got some ideas. I'm thinking, like those like hooks you can put into the ceilings and stuff, like the big hooks. I'm thinking about doing something like that, but we'll see. I got to move a bunch of this inventory before that freight comes in, or I'm going to be stuck with a shit ton of stuff. So
we're climbing over books.
Yeah, basically. Well, it's like when you mix your comic collection when you've been collecting for 30-something years, when you mix that with, a store's inventory, it's that I had 3 storage units that we closed when we moved to Tennessee, like 3 full units. So, like, I moved that shit into my house.
Question: these lines up here, do you want me to just black this part out, or just leave it for David to do something with, or what am I doing with it?
Hit it like Will Sportatio. Just dry brush.
Oh my god! What?
Dry brush.
I'm
used to do it on KX,
dry brush.
I'm gonna show you. It's gonna look like shit. You're welcome.
Oh my god, I'm terrified.
No, I honestly I can't. I've tried. I'm all like, oh Joey's, you're so fabulous, and then I'm like, I'm like, oh my god, what happened? Like,
oh, that's so. I love that page.
Oh, I like that.
Oh,
uh-huh.
What are you oohing and awing over? I can't see.
I know what that's from.
That's from BGD4. Yeah, I love that shit. Yeah, that book is going to be awesome. Like, it's really going to be good. Oh my gosh. we have so many good books, like so many irons in the fire right now that it's like it used to be we'd have like one book going. And it's crazy to think that we are where we are now, but we used to have like one book going and be like, badass, look at what we're doing, you know? Now it's like April's like, slow the fuck down.
Well, no. The pre-April times were the dark times.
Exactly.
What'd you say, Bladen?
I'll be back in 2 minutes.
All right, man.
Oh, good night.
Good night, Blake.
Take it easy, dude.
Well, and you just gave me 10 books to read today.
Yeah.
You know, and out of all the 10 of them, there's only a couple that are actually what people might know right now.
Right. Yeah.
And so I'm gonna have fun with these. So
I hope so. I hope you enjoy them. You know,
yeah, but I will give you critiques if I see stuff.
Absolutely. Well, you know, the fun part is only a few of them have dialogue in them because I normally don't write my dialogue without seeing the pages. You know, so you'll if there's dialogue in it, it's probably because I was preparing myself for what I was going to put into it and what I wanted to see. Like when it comes to like My Metal Girl, there's dialogue all through it. And you know, it's interesting how different My Metal Girl is, and that's really, really cool. I love seeing everything about it because it's so very different than anything else we do. So it's literally like, dude, check this shit out. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? And I think that the team is getting to see something very different. Like it's so far out of April's wheelhouse. And it's exciting when she gets involved in this book that she's never worked on anything like that. And I love it. I love to see her get to see something different. Because when you work in comic books, it starts getting to the point where unless you do something exciting and new, it's something you've seen before. Regardless of the art or whatever it is, you know what I mean? If you're working on something, it's like, it's a job, you know what I mean? So you've seen it or you've witnessed it or you know how to do it. Yeah. But when it's something entirely different, it's really cool to see people's reactions. Like for us to have an actual mangaka working on a book for us, that's fucking cool.
That sounds like a dirty word.
It does sound like a dirty word, doesn't it? Did you get your mangaka? Ooh. Wipe that mangaka off your beard. Oh no.
Oh my.
Some otaku saying, no, you're saying it wrong.
Probably. They probably are, but it's one of those things where I just am. It's exciting, you know, the new artwork. I can't wait to see all the new colors. I can't wait to see the new colorists, you know, what they're doing. And you know, like what Whitney is has such a cool style. Like I was not prepared for what she was bringing to the table. And April was like, dude, you got to trust me on this. Dude, you got to trust me on this. And I was just like, sweet, well, let's go. You know, I trust you. So let's see where it goes. And everything she's doing is gorgeous. You know, I'll say this. Oh my gosh. Why can't I think? I am so bad with these pen names and shit. I'm so bad. Yeah, it starts with R, right? In the house,
Renee.
Yeah. So, she's got this cover coming out, and it was my concept, and I'm absolutely in love with it. Like for Underland, I can't wait till you guys see it. But she's got a beautiful style of her own. You know, she was actually at a show recently with Mr. Hunter. The two of them went and did a show where they live. So that was very, very cool to see two members of Ethereal out and about doing their thing together. That was pretty fucking awesome.
Out in the wild.
That's it. But how exciting is it? The more we grow, the more and more you're seeing Ethereal artists out and about, you know. And one thing that we've done, you know, that I had told April I wanted to do, and she brought it to life herself. She really made it happen. Was the ability for our artists to do prints, but the prints to have the Ethereal logos and the brand and stuff all on them. So she did these beautiful pieces so that they have their own print layouts that they can do. And I was just so floored seeing Renee's. You know, they came out so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, they really did. So is there a book coming out, Nate, that you're excited about?
Well, it's going to be There Be Shadows, and there's one in here I won't reveal the title of on here that I'm going to be reading next probably.
Right on.
Because it's different. Like My Metal Girl, you know, I'm going to definitely be. I mean, I'm going to read everything,
Yeah.
but I want to read things that are different than the normal right now, just to see what's different, and then I'll go back to the normal ethereal stuff. You know, it's like, you know, it's like I like to go back and forth. That's why I read a lot of different styles of books. You know, even if it's like, you know, Steph Wilson and those guys doing artwork for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, like they put that spin on their books, which I like. I like that artistry.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to say reading a coffin book, or if I'm reading a Merc book or something like that, like I'm pretty brand loyal.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
like I always am. But I'm always going to open myself up to see what else is out there too.
Absolutely.
Just to see like what the interpretation. Like I've read some stuff from Luis Torres, Alton Simpson. You know, I've read some of their stuff out there. You know, something's good, something's bad. You know, but that's the nature of our game in the comic business.
Absolutely, for sure.
You got to see what's out there.
Well, I love you have a very refined palate. We'll call it that. And your opinion to me holds a lot of weight. So I really hope you enjoy what you start checking out. And you know, there's only one thing I can think of that we haven't really talked about. So I'm excited that may be something that interests you. And the actual we actually put an artist on that book here recently. So there's a lot of different I don't think we have anything right now that doesn't have a legitimate artist on it that isn't, you know, started production in some way, shape, or form. You know, when it comes
We've
to
got one.
Do we have one?
Yeah. Where They Dwell, that artist had to bow out.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
But that's okay. It's a little further on the release schedule, so
That's
we have
true.
plenty of time to option
For
some quality candidates.
Oh man. And the minute you say that, it's funny. It's like whenever we say we have an opening, it's like people's ears start fucking burning.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you'll turn around and all of a sudden you'll get 50 emails, and it's like, well, okay, you know what I mean? Let's go. And you know, and
Well,
I think
here's the thing, they can absolutely submit. We're happy to take a look at your stuff. But if you're looking for a book to be started next week or even next month, it's not going to happen. We're looking like 3 months from now. So if you swear to God, if you apply, we're grateful, but be patient because we're not ready for that book yet.
right. Well, it's just like we've got the other one coming up with, you know, our incredible new writer. You know what I mean? We've got a couple you know, irons in the fire with writers. You know what I mean? One of them I won't even have out to you guys till, you know, second quarter next year. You know, so it's like, right, and that's funny and it's exciting because we're as a team, we're getting to the point where if you go to April's going to tell you we're booked out for almost a year.
Yep.
You know, that's something to me that I'm so proud of. I'm so proud of everyone and the fact that they're pushing out so much amazing product that we're booked out for about a year. You know, when we started with the listener, it was like the goal was literally just to get the story out. That was what it was. And to go from the listener to where we are now is such a phenomenal thing, because I'm going to be real with you, dude. I could not do this alone. There's no way, shape, or form I could do this alone. And I'm the more that we put out together, the more, you know, pride I take in everybody's work and what they're doing, and not just the work that they're doing, but them as individuals. You know, like when I see, like, April about had me really in tears. We were at a show one night, and This kid comes up to April, and we were at Suncoast Comic Con. And this kid comes up to April, and he's like, hey, I want to do this. And he was dead serious about it. I want to do art. I want to color. And to see her interact with this young cat, you know, and talk to her about the books that we're doing and what she's doing on them and how she does them was such a phenomenal thing for me. Because look, dude, I can go up to buddies of mine that have a bajillion people in their fucking lines at shows. You know what I mean? I could go up to DeBalfo and be like, hey, Mike, what's going on, man? And there'd be 50 people standing in front of him, you know, or I could go to Kincaid and be like, hey, buddy, you know, and there's a bajillion people standing in front of him. Or we can walk up to, you know, Ebass, or we can walk up to whoever that we've known for years, you know, and be like, hey, guys, you know, whatever. But, you know, but those cats, they're there getting books signed. You know what I mean? They're there trying to, you know, increase the value of their product or get their favorite artist to sign their books. They're in line, right? This kid had literally come up to April and was like, how do I get where you are? And it's still one of these images. I have a shit memory. Like, I have an absolute shit memory. But it's one of those images that will stick in my head for the rest of my life. You know, watching this young cat go up to somebody that I hold in such high regard and be like, hey, can you teach me how can you at least tell me where I need to go, or how do I get started? It's wild, man. It's really wild, because when it first started happening to me with writing, I was like, yeah, okay. No one helped me. You know what I mean? I'm happy to help you. But that it can't go on forever when it comes like that. You know what I mean? You can be kind and you can be polite, but this was a moment that will always stick out. It's always just going to be one of those things where it was literally the perfect storm moment. You know, like the con had slowed down, it was getting late, you know. I was ready for a beer like nobody's business. And we were just turning around, and we had started. I remember Tom Hutchinson had been at the booth and he had walked off, and this kid just walked up, and it was just like there was nobody else around, and like everything seemed to slow down, you know. And I just got to stand there, and I remember I took at least 3 photos, but I got to stand there just watching her interact with this kid, and I was just blown away. I was absolutely blown away, you know.
Well, it's real. I mean, that's the difference. It's somebody that's actually wanting to be in the field for the right reasons, and they've got the humility to say, "Hey, I don't know what I'm doing. Can you help me?"
For sure. It was a very powerful moment, man. Like,
This industry is not necessarily hard to do, like to physically do, because I do it all the time where I go to Starbucks and I draw. But the marketing, the talking to people, taking the first step, that is literally the hardest thing. Aside from dieting, I'm terrible at that. but it's like reserving your very first artist alley table, applying to your very first con, making your very first print order, knowing where to order your prints from aside from Kinko's or Office Max. It's
right.
just, you know, we learn and we grow and we do all these things, but I don't know, there's so many opportunities to, like, I don't know, to really help somebody out that really wants to do this. Taking a moment to look at somebody's portfolio, being there first,
Sure.
that
Yep.
show you their portfolio, helping to cull a new generation of artists. I fell into comics accidentally. And I know that I'm incredibly lucky. Like, I have a story that I have never heard from anybody else. And I've been in this business for what, 12, 14 years? Something? No, longer than that. Well, okay. Well, I started coloring comics professionally when I was 16, 17. Yeah, it's been a long time. But I haven't been doing convention circuits and stuff like that for that long. It took somebody to show me how to do it, and then it took a lot of gumption to do it again once I was a little bit older and was no longer in a studio setting. A little bit of kindness goes a long way in this world. And I don't know. I can't imagine having to hold my cards so close to my chest to protect something that really doesn't belong to me. So
Well, I'll say too, though, that's because we're in the independent side.
maybe, but even
Because here's what I've noticed: I've worked with people who's been in DC and Marvel, on a normal basis, and they're on that gun so much to get that book done for Marvel or DC. They don't have the time to take 5 minutes, 10 minutes just to sit down and talk to somebody. Because when I go to the convention, like yesterday, Jim Lee was announced as the president of DC Comics. I remember seeing Jim Lee in the '90s when he was just new, just built Image, just left from the X-Men, signing books for nothing, for free. Him, Wills Presacio, the Kubert brothers and everybody was big. But now, like when I went to Fan Expo last year in Dallas, to see Jim Lee and get into the line, you actually had to go into a lottery to get even chosen to get a signature. Or you had to pay for the VIP ticket just to get his signature. And so it's got to the point where some of the bigger people now are unattainable for the normal convention goer. And I've always went to the small conventions because I like to go to a comic convention, not a celebrity con.
Right.
But it's also because that's where my friends go. That's where they're at. My artist friends, my writer friends, everybody's there. Cowtown's a good example of that. Over in Fort Worth, like last year we had Marat, we had Mike, we had Marissa, we had William, we had some Bill Andrus, a bunch of people, but they were all people I've known for a long time. And we just shoot the shit for like hours. I had more fun doing that than going to a big convention, wasting a lot of money to just stand in line for a signature.
Well, it's very intimate though. When you do a smaller show, it's intimate. It's very like one thing that we do though is we're real easygoing, and most of our friends and stuff are real easygoing. So it's like if we're out, if you catch us in a hotel lobby or something, we're gonna talk to you. We're not gonna walk away and not speak to you. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's just, again, it's just real easy. If you're it, and I get that people are busy. I understand, and I get that they're uber famous. I get it. You know what I mean? I totally get it. But at the same time, like it takes nothing for you to do something cool for 5 minutes. I don't give a shit what anybody says. A little bit of kindness takes nothing out of your life. It takes nothing away from you. Like we saw Bush and Breaking Benjamin the other night, right? And I have been a Bush fan since the band came out. You know what I mean? She's so bad.
Come on, April. She's going down the rabbit hole today.
She is. She's going ham. But when seeing Bush was something. Yeah. I was really excited to see the band because I'd never seen them. Gavin Rossdale's like,
Tell us about your seeing Bush.
Yep. So Gavin Rossdale's
I've loved Bush since I was a high schooler.
Oh my gosh. I'm not even going to comment on any of this nonsense.
Is he still hot?
Of course.
You know what's crazy?
That's the sexiest name.
Dude, oh my gosh. Like I have seen some of the best bands ever, and they didn't put on shows compared to what he put on the other night.
Mhm.
Like, he didn't stop moving the whole show. Like, he did not literally stop moving the whole show. There was no time where he took 5 minutes to chill out and sing.
Did he flip his hair?
He doesn't
Was there
have a
some
lot of hair.
unnecessary hair flipping?
He doesn't have a lot of hair. He's got curly hair. It's like shoulder length. It's been that way forever.
I'm
But
okay if you lie to me. I don't need the actual gospel. You'd be like, "Oh, April, he thought of you," and I'd be like, "Yeah, I know, right?"
so anyway, it was one of those situations where
Spoiler of fun.
yeah, that's my MO. But he
You're just
he's
scared
like,
he's gonna steal Heather away from you.
that's what it was. Dude, so he comes out in the crowd, Nate. Like in the crowd. And not
Now
just
I'm
like in
listening.
the pit singing. He comes out in the crowd and sings an entire song as he's going through the entire crowd.
That's how Jared Leto got punched in the face.
Dude, it was awesome. It was so cool. But it was he was, Bush, one of those bands I didn't think I'd get to see. Guys 58, 59 years old.
Oh yeah, they've got old. Like Pearl Jam, for example. I saw them a long time ago. Now try to get a ticket. Good luck.
Right. But I thought it was so cool because he literally came out in the crowd and he sat with this chick and he talked to this girl in the crowd, and it's one of those things where, again, it takes 5 minutes. 5 minutes of your time to show a slight bit of kindness to someone. Like, we go out of our way to talk to fans, to talk to individuals. We literally will, make the time because you guys make the business. You make the company. Without the fans, there'd be no Ethereal.
Oh my gosh. Can't wait to hit a Taco Bell up right before they close. Anytime with some fans.
Dude, right? Like we went with a buddy of ours and we got a great story.
Got a great view too.
We did get a great view. That was a bit intense. It was
Not so much the Baja Blast, but
it was a little bit more forward than I'm used to.
You're welcome.
Love that panel, April. I love that panel. That's so good.
Okay.
It's so good.
Don't ruin it. Don't even look. Just don't even look at it.
Oh my gosh.
You're gonna make me feel self-conscious. I can't. No, it's fine. Sorry. You're welcome.
No,
Thank you. Good. I don't know. What do I say?
Take the compliment.
Okay.
It's good.
Bladen, quick, be a brown noser and pull the attention off of me. I can't handle the pressure.
Hell no, I don't want compliments or any attention either. So,
woman, you're on your own.
I'm not your savior today.
You got your trip.
I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, I need an adult.
Quick, somebody speak some sweet Creole.
Oh my god. I'll say this though, that particular panel
Okay.
That panel looks very anime. That particular panel, it's very.
I can't help that I suck at inking.
What'd you say, Blaine?
I was gonna say if it weren't for anime stomping the entire U.S. industry with one book, I'd be offended by that statement. But I guess that's the world we live in.
What he said. Wait, which anime was it?
Look at right now, right? You talk about anime stomping everything because it really is. Manga is stomping shit.
Yeah, Demon Slayer beat the entire U.S. market.
Oh, absolutely, and it's only on season 3. Shut up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, it's only on season 3, and the manga is already fucking done, and the end of it sucked. So it's like, I loved it. It was almost like an ode to Dragon Ball for a little bit. You know what I mean? But the end, I couldn't stand the end. I hated how abrupt it was and how obvious.
Get through the introduction of Zenitsu, so I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah, the way that they ended it so abruptly. Like, I'm a big reader too, Nate. Like, I read a lot, and That
Nobody got
series,
time for that.
man. Well, I'm sitting in a fucking car waiting for my kid to get out of school for an
Yep.
hour and a half every day. So
That's what Candy Crush is for.
look, that ain't nobody got internet over there. So
That's
yeah,
true. You don't.
That is true.
Can't even
Yeah.
talk to you there.
I
Yeah.
read a lot of comic books waiting for my kids.
man, they can't even talk to me at that when I'm at the fucking school. Like I get zero service. But it's because the kids have like at that school they all have tablets, right? They all have internet access. So the internet it's wild, dude. Like the internet there is monitored by the city.
Oh yeah, you can't be on that then. No.
As it should be.
Yeah, so I can't even
Oh,
I can't even
God.
use my regular internet, right? I'm not trying to use the Wi-Fi. I can't even use my regular internet because they don't want people having the internet that can be accessible to the kids when they're on the network, you know. So
Shadow government.
I'm dope. I dig that. I think it's dope.
Conspiracy.
Yeah, but then
Shenanigans.
oh, it is shenanigans. But like, I'll read a bunch of stories or whatever when I get time. But I'll say this: I think fans of things
There it is.
like Appleseed or Akira or
Are you like
Battle.
80? What the hell?
What?
What are those references? Oh my god.
Hey, I liked it. Those are some of my favorite movies.
Oh, they're very good. I'm trying to give them crap.
Oh yeah, for sure. I do think, and like Battle Angel Alita and whatnot. I think.
Oh my god.
So good.
I think that people are going to enjoy it. I think that My Metal Girl is gonna pop off real well. And I'll say there is a lot more nudity in My Metal Girl than anything else we put out too, though.
Yeah.
But don't be fooled by the word girl.
Right.
What? Wait, what?
Don't be fooled by the word girl.
Oh, they're robots.
Yes.
That. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Also yes.
Yes.
All right.
We're appropriate here at Ethereal Comics.
That's right. Hey, when's the cover deadline for that? Because I should probably draw one, huh?
Yeah. Gotta get one of those in.
Did you? You didn't even read my email. I'm gonna.
I just acknowledge that you sent it, and then I go, nice. Send it to the troops.
Yeah.
Excellent work.
Well,
composing.
no. You were like the last on my list to send it. Like, I've done this a time or two. I got this. But yeah, no. In case you wanted to draw one, it's got the payment date, the line date, and for the colorists, what date they got. So, that WeTransfer link for all of our ethereal artists.
Yeah, so I'm like gonna need
is only active for like 5 more days. So download that shit.
I'm gonna need that already.
He said I'm gonna need you to refresh that.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna need you to give me another link.
That company taser is looking real good for Christmas. I'd like it in purple.
I'd like it in purple.
Yes.
With a shocker image on it.
God. Look what you made me do. Fired. I'm gonna fire you.
Big ass bright pink shocker hand on the
I just see April with a big Yoda stick hitting somebody.
Oh my god. Well, we did have
fix that line.
April's very serious about the girl thing when it comes to My Metal Girl, because we had an artist that was worried about the ages of the characters, and I understand that, especially coming from someone that like doesn't read manga, doesn't watch anime or anything like that. They were very worried about the character designs and stuff and the ages of the characters. And I assure you that every female character in an ethereal book is well over 18 years old, or
Don't say well over, just 18 and up.
So there's but you never have to worry about ethereal when it comes to that kind of shenanigans. But all the female characters that are nude and or in the buff in My Metal Girl are basically robots. So we make sure that we're
you know. Oh man, those are gonna get colored all neon and shit. That's gonna be fucking amazing.
You're welcome.
What?
The masks. He's putting the masks on the cover.
Oh.
Oh, that's exciting. Ugh. So
If I
good.
ever get a hold of it, I'm gonna spray with glitter.
Oh my gosh. We should do that. We should do a glitter cover.
Just hand paint them all to be reactive to glow.
Oh my gosh, that'd be dope.
That would be way cool.
Glitter light.
Glitter.
Yeah.
That's one of the first books I got from April, had a glitter book on it. So hey.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
April did a really fun cover.
The glow in the dark.
Yeah.
That on that greed cover.
Yeah.
Yup.
That was super fucking cool.
That was way cool.
I think I might have like one of those left. I don't think I have like any.
That's big. If you need any, I think you gave me a whole bunch, and I appreciate them because it's one of the things that is quite the draw at the horror fest that Bianca put on from Artists Assemble.
Yes.
The table mate to my left actually had a glow what is that thing?
Blacklight.
Blacklight, yes, thank you. And we were able to like test it, and it did react. I was like, "Oh my gosh, look at that!"
So fancy. I love it.
So cool. So
I
yeah,
absolutely love it. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's just a really pretty cover, and I only like if it's an LE, guys. Truthfully, anybody that's watching for later on or is curious, if it's an LE, chances are the artist has them and I don't have them. If anybody's ever looking, because I'm a sucker for sending people books. I really am. I like to make sure that everybody's got plenty of product, you know, and like I'm about to send Bladen's about to work on some BGD blank covers. I think he's got 2 of them coming to him.
I think I have a couple if it hops blanks too that have been unclaimed. So if anybody
Yeah, you've got some of those coming too. Well, no, we just have some. We just have some BGD blanks that are actually due that we have to do. But,
assignments, homework. Yes.
yeah, but the other
those
ones,
if it hops blinks are my favorite.
Yes.
yeah.
So
Well, I'm sending you guys blanks, a bunch of different blanks. Because I have zero use for blanks myself. You know what I mean? So
I'd like to see one.
well, you know, but I've got a bunch of them from like Marvel and DC. I'm going to send you guys too. So
Oh, dang. I
I don't have any thing to do with them. You know what I mean? Anymore. It's like I
have
you know,
4 long boxes of blanks.
You really?
I do.
you don't have any of those.
Oh my god, I've got some cool ones. I really do. Oh my gosh, I got some real cool ones.
Well, unless they're glow in the dark, you know.
I only have one glow in the dark.
Oh
wait, no. I have only one of my glow in the darks.
Right on. I'm gonna.
Because I did Squee After Dark, and I had a glow in the dark cover.
What do I have? I have medals too that I'm gonna send you guys.
Yep.
But I have. So April, we did a greed that was black, and she was not a fan of that.
Oh my gosh.
So now we
severely limits my ability to be eccentric.
We have the greeds are now on the white covers now, so we're not gonna.
Sorry, not sorry.
We also have some of these that were April and Bladen are getting. You know, these came out really good. Man, the ones that Bladen did recently were beautiful, man.
They were fun. Yeah.
That Terminator.
Yep.
Oh, so good. So good. And I was just telling the Kickstarter backers this the other day. When you get a blank cover from Ethereal, we appreciate your patience, but I promise you it's worth the wait. Like they come out and they go ham, dude. It doesn't matter who it is. They're going to go ham, and you guys are going to get something really awesome. You know, well worth what you paid and more, I promise.
I can't wait to get my hands on that Frog Legs cover.
Dude, that's going to be
oh, yeah.
So happy.
Yep, I grabbed that one. I had to grab that one. That was a good one.
They're looking really good. The pages are looking really good.
Ooh,
So
ooh. What type of fingers does Kay have? Does she have like the furry lioness fingers, or does she have like?
She's got 4,
real
but they're kind of nubbinly. So.
Oh, okay. You said 4 fingers?
Yeah, 4 fingers, and they're
4 fingers
4
and a thumb?
Yes.
So 5
Okay.
total.
5
4
total.
fingers and a
Yeah,
thumb.
sorry. A thumb and 5 fingers. Yeah. You know,
I'm like, look, I played this game with a toddler once. It was real hard to be right.
Right. Well, you know, she definitely doesn't have the Felicia hands from fucking Darkstalkers. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, no, she's got the regular hands like a normal person would have. The only thing that we give our characters that stand out are the digitigrade legs. You know, those are about the only thing that we do.
Can you say that one more time?
Digitigrade.
Okay.
Okay.
I got nothing.
I'll say
just
it a
wanted
third
to.
time if it makes you giggle again. Anyway,
Sally sells seashells by the seashore.
right? Yeah,
Mhm.
3 times fast. No.
It sounds like a stuttering problem.
Oh my gosh. So,
I can't talk.
right.
I
No
ain't
shit.
learned yet.
Oh my gosh. So we got our reviews coming out from Nate. He's got his first one done. We're going to give him some imagery to go along with them. We're really excited about seeing them. And then
what's his platform for putting those out? Is that a YouTube thing? Is there a link that people could follow?
I know that you're going to do YouTube, right? And
I'm going to do 2. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do one that's in like word sort of like what you sent me, Dustin.
Right.
The word want to come to you guys for approval first. And then once you approve it, then I'll do another YouTube. So it's going to go back to, think of it as the old Marvel bullpen style.
Right.
And so it's not going to be from my perspective. It's going to be from a character perspective.
That's cool.
That's interesting. I dig that.
So,
the
first one's going to be like, hey, I'm Ricky. You know, this is my book. This is what my book's about. You know, kind of
bitches buy my book.
Exactly. You know, it's going to be kind of like from their perspective,
right,
not ours. And
right
then
on.
that kind of gives it a little more of a bite, you know, like, hey, this is the character. And then one thing too is maybe we talk about previews, because like in the old days, you'd have like a little blurb like, hey, read this, but guess what's coming, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Like a hook kind of thing, you know? So
conspiracy theories.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm about that. That's fun. Then we'll put them out in the emails to everybody because I'm working on the email list now. And then we'll put them out on the Kickstarter updates and stuff like that for people to see and read. But I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I think people are gonna enjoy it. And you know, there are a couple of stories coming out that I think that are really gonna catch people's attention. There Be Shadows is no longer out of the give a damn window.
Yep.
So I think people are really going to dig that. That book is very, very, again, very different than anything else we do. So I think that, you know, reaching back into a realm of familiarity but different is going to be exciting, you know. So I'm pretty pumped about it. I love those pants that there's a tail hole in them, that you guys were, you know, conscious of that. I dig that.
Yeah, I don't know, even BGD and If It Hops, I always have the belt goes over, but there's like the hole that would be cut, and then the belt goes over. So, yeah.
I dig it. I there's certain things that we do that stick out to me, you know, and it's always, you know, very, very important. Like,
I absolutely love the little bunny butt shot in the first page. Oh so cute. It was like my first thing I drew. I'm like, and her tail.
Oh, you're talking about in issue 1?
No, the
What? No.
issue 3.
Oh, sitting down. I'm sorry. I wasn't. When you say bunny,
And her little toe beans. Oh my god, I love it so much.
right?
All right, well, I'm done with this cover, and I think I have to gotta head out for the night. So,
All right,
I'm
brother.
gonna,
Well, it's always good hanging out with you, dude.
yeah, I'll leave y'all in peace for the night. But yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Good
Relative.
night. Thank you so much for helping me with a couple of questions that I had.
oh yeah,
Look
yeah.
how
Go ahead and
good
shoot
it
whatever.
looks, man. The mask's gonna be neon, and so that's gonna be so good.
That should be fun. I'm hoping the colorist does some fun stuff with that.
Yeah, that'll be exciting with the eyes glowing and shit. And
Yeah. When it coming from below, like underworld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
going
I'm
to be
digging that.
ridiculously exciting. I mean, and it's very cool because the cover is very ominous. Like it's very, very ominous because you have one character that you know and the other character you don't on the cover. So it's what you do, what you don't. So it's very cool. I'm excited about it. I can't wait to.
Yeah.
I can't wait to have those two characters in the same place at the same time. It's going to be.
And April knows where they are. She's seen them. She's gotten to play in that world.
Yeah. It's
Wait,
gonna
what?
be fancy. Talking about the two characters on the cover. It's just gonna be.
Yeah. What he said.
Oh my gosh. She doesn't read my script very often. She doesn't
Dude, I do, but I can't retain the information well enough to actually do this. Like I gotta almost book club it, where I read like all 4 or 5 issues in a row and then we talk about it and then,
she forgets it
yeah.
later.
Well, there's been moments when I don't,
Shit.
That's what I did with BGD 1 through 3. I just read through it once.
Yeah.
And then I went back and read it 3 more times for each issue.
Dude,
Right.
I loved, speaking of BGD 1 through 3, I loved issue 2. Like, I absolutely loved issue 2. Like, it never grows old when I think about the concept of, how we did the blood splatter in that one. I mean, I'm sure the conversation gets old, but it never gets old for me because it was just so much fun. It was like, David had never done anything like that. And I was like, let's move into that realm, something, exciting and dynamic with it, even, something that's different. And we can actually throw some shit in people's faces that they've never seen before, and the whole naked dinosaur John Wick thing was fucking, it had me laughing so hard for like a month. Like I laughed and laughed because people would literally be like, oh, we're talking about naked dinosaur John Wick. And I was like, what the fuck? But it was because I've never watched a John Wick movie.
What?
So like I've never watched any of them.
Oh.
And it's just like I've never watched Kill Bill. You know what I mean? Like there are all these movies that people are like, you should see, and I'm like, I don't have time to do shit. You know what I mean? Let alone watch a movie anymore. And so when they started, comparing it to that, I was like, that's so cool. Because Keanu Reeves is such a nice guy that I was like, that's dope, But yeah, no, there's so much going on, man. Like, I can't wait for Underland. I saw the first 3 pages roughed already for issue 2, and they're just so much fun. Like, hold on. Like, let me see if I can't. Oh, John, I didn't even know John was in here. I feel bad now because I'm over here fucking off.
Well, it's like, I read Rain that Liaris did, and that style, I thoroughly enjoy that style Liaris does.
It's impressive, right?
It is just, I mean, it's like a Tim Burton kind of, meets a manga.
Yeah, it's super interesting for sure. Here's one of the layouts. I love her facial expressions. Like she has a way of really bringing out these cartoon-esque looks on these characters, and it's very, very exciting in my opinion. Oh man, look, I don't. Well, I'm sure you saw them, but I just happen to have these images laying around because I posted them earlier. But look at this My Metal Girl page, dude. Like, holy fuck. Like, so good.
Yeah.
So good. Like, man, oh man. I mean, there's so many books in the pipe right now, man. Like, when people I was telling you the other day, this dude, or I posted about it, this dude asked me, he was like, what are you guys doing? Fucking everything.
Yeah, that was what hooked me, because I was like, all right, I got to figure out who these are now. And then after reading today, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, we're doing so much. Everybody is working so very hard, and it's hard not to be caught up in the excitement of what they're doing. Like I just like so backstory to this page, this 2-page spread with the listener. As a kid, I used to have lucid nightmares, and the world that we've created in this particular spiritual realm is based on my nightmares. So it's just a lot of really cool stuff, and just stories and involved and things going on. But yeah, dude, I couldn't be happier with the work that everybody. Look at that shit, dude.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I could not be happier with the work that everybody's putting out right now. Like, and Bladen does an incredible job of leading the art team and stuff, and seeing it all in black and white is phenomenal. But when April gets a hold of it too, and she's sending it to the colorists and the colors teams and stuff get on it, it just takes it to a whole nother level. It starts becoming that much more real. Oh, here's a cover I can show you while I'm fucking off here poking around in files. This one came out beautiful, and we were just talking about this individual earlier. Look
Oh,
how fucking good that is. Like,
yeah.
what?
Wait, which one is that?
The cover cover.
Oh, nice. I had Whitney send over her stockings are the wrong color. So she's got the new one in the drive now where her stockings are sheer.
Yeah. See, these are just the ones
No,
that
it's okay. I was all like, girl, I noticed it at like 10 o'clock this morning. I'm like, oh, please don't hate me. But she's like, oh, yeah, no problem. So I'm like, you know what? We could easily do a striped stockings and sheer stockings version because they both look so good.
they do look so good. Is there a wild one of that cover?
No, there isn't.
I'll cry.
Why?
Because it's
We've
gorgeous.
got Mitch Massey's that is
Oh,
like
dude.
amazing with Whitney's colors. And we've got
I'm just being needy, you know what I mean?
oh, okay.
But I'm gonna show you guys one live tonight that we haven't showed off yet. And we haven't shown many of these off at all, truthfully. But it's gorgeous, and everybody's gonna fall in love with it. The Greg Bow cover.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I would bet money that that's one of the highest selling off this issue. Like,
That's the old school Vampirella with the blood all over her.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys know me. I'm a death and Vampirella nut.
Right.
So I'm grabbing this one.
Yeah, this
is a good one, but if you can pull up the nice version of Mitch Massey and Whitney Cook, I think that one's going to be my favorite for this particular issue.
See if I can snag that one.
It's so good.
Let me see if I can grab it real quick. I don't think I've downloaded an actual
This is our PSA announcement. This is what you say to the end of the show, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. It's in here. I don't download them very often because I wait till the actual file is uploaded. Because I never know if Bladen or April is gonna ask for an edit, so I normally don't download too many things. But yeah, this is the Mitch Mass. Oh my gosh, Whitney's colors on this one were stupid too.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. But it I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that the Massies elevate the colorist just as much as, you know what I mean. It's one of those things where you can see the years of experience, come around. It's uploading now, but yeah, that was so. A little bit of trivia about this particular piece. When it came in, there were like they're old school with the patches, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not digital. Like, so when you see a piece like this, they send it to me wild first, right? The wild piece is the one that's actually done, and then they add the clothes
with an X-Acto knife.
Right, the clothes are a layer that have been added.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's literally like putting together
like
a puzzle.
Paper doll.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's like a paper doll.
Mm-hmm.
So you got their clothes and you're trying to put on it. I'm always so scared of putting those things together. I'm always like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna mess this up so bad. But it came out really pretty, like really, really pretty. Oh my gosh, yeah, for sure, absolutely gorgeous. But there's so many good ones that came out with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Like this one was also really, really good. And to Nate's point, hang out to the end because you guys will get to see cool ass shit that we don't show at the beginning. I love this one. Like,
yeah.
I just
Which
absolutely love it.
I've got my phone above me,
Oh,
so
you're
I
so
can't
good.
see.
It's the man with the one with the mangina on it.
Oh, the Vic Moya one.
Uh-huh.
Excellent.
Absolutely loved it. I thought it was super stunning.
Yeah.
And just all the little details in the background and stuff are just, oh hell, all the little details in the foreground, just like,
Mm-hmm.
wow. And that is the safe version, because there is a wild version of that cover.
Was that Tweedledee and Tweedledum?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
There's been some really, really good covers that have come around for that for this particular set. Just wild stuff that turned out really cool. The kill cam covers came out great. Everything is just come together in such a fun way. Like, the Chris Mad cover is still, I still think it needs to be 11 by 17 and hung up somewhere in my office. Like, it's just gorgeous.
That's the 3-piece one, right?
No,
it's this one. I'll show it to you. It's
the 3-piece connecting cover is a Bladen Hunter April Reina special.
Okay, then where's my poster at then?
Yeah. What he said. No, I mean.
this is the Chris Mad.
Dude, it's so pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, I was blown away by it. Here's one of the first Underland. This is a really good one. Or not Underland, sorry, Kill Cam. I was just... Did you go in and do the additions, April? Was that your doing?
Yeah.
Dope. They came out so good.
the fishnet top and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. I added the clothes to make a censored version.
Yeah, it came out really good.
I did for the Alice I think it was the Devon Massey one, the Alice Underland one
Mhm.
where she was stuff and
Yeah.
things.
The hoo-ha.
I put her in a lace teddy.
Yeah, it came
So
out really good. Like there are so many, like when you look at April or you look at Bladen or you look at whoever, there are so many gorgeous pieces. Like so many gorgeous pieces coming out. Like I'm just blown away all the time by the stuff that we're accomplishing and putting out, because again, as a fan of the art, you know what I mean, there's constantly something coming out that's absolutely badass. Like, let me see if I can find the I can't find that one, but Steph Wilson and Carrie Ann did theirs and they came out really good too. And um your Mog Park did a fun one.
mm-hmm.
It's very it's very pastel and almost it's very interesting.
We have Hector Rubelar that is coloring with us now, and he took on Mog's piece, and it's really pretty. So it's
Yeah,
gorgeous lavenders and cyans, and I just was really happy with it.
it really reminded me like if the Easter Bunny grew up in a good way. You know what I mean? Like
Wow,
it's such a cool, just
boys.
like such a cool color set. Like
This looks like it's got pastel vomit. Buy it.
dude, like it's so good. Like it's ridiculous how good it is. There are so many cool pieces that
Oh
come
yeah.
across the ethereal desk, right? Like John Running just messaged me, and he did a Greed piece, like a fan art piece for Greed years ago, right? And and I'll show it to you because he literally just messaged me just a second ago, and it's one of those pieces where it's just been hanging out, and I haven't used it or anything yet. And hold on, I'll show it to you. He's just super, super talented guy. But the stuff that comes across my desk is so fucking cool. Like, it's just such cool stuff. Because the cool thing about especially when you start working with IPs, it's okay for artists to do their own thing. You know what I mean? And I know that when you work for certain companies, they pigeonhole you and they don't let you ever use your own concepts of these characters. But as long as you keep the spirit of the actual character, I don't see any problem with you doing something interesting with them. You know what I mean? There's this concept where we're almost like we're fighting each other to put out quality content in this industry. And I hate that shit. Like, I hate it. Like, I don't want people doing ethereal shit if they're not supposed to. You know what I mean? But if they are supposed to and they're a member of the team and they're allowed to do the shit, go ham with it. Like Gabriel. Look at that fucking
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Like, I love Fallen Leaves. Fallen Leaves has come together in such a beautiful fashion. And as soon as he's done with issue 2, we will start getting you guys into issue 3, I promise. Because I am head over heels with that world as well. I think it's a great time, and I love working in it. You know, truth be told, I really, really enjoy working in it.
And it's its own little thing. I mean, like, because Fallen Leaves is this elf world,
Right.
that's completely different from everybody else. But
Absolutely.
you could see where, like, Underland could touch
Mhm.
it at one point, because of the fantasy piece of it,
Right.
But at the same time, if you want to read, just say Fallen Leaves as an elf piece,
Mhm.
you can read that, and you don't have to read anything else. We would hope that you would,
Right.
because there's a lot of good books, but at least it's got something for everybody.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the fun parts about working with ethereal is there's always something for everybody. We just got some colored pages from Frog Legs and they look gorgeous.
Yeah.
We're ready, getting ready to deal with printing that book in the next couple months. There's all kinds of really cool stuff. And you talk about like if it Theater 7 or you talk about your, if it hops and stuff. And it's so much fun to show you guys these beautiful pages. Like I said, we've proofed our prints for if it hops 2. We're just waiting on one bubble to get fixed. And then we'll ship it out to digitals and we'll put it, we'll ship it out to print. But like I love Ryoshi. Like
Hmm.
writing the character in her youth is so much fun because you get to start learning about what kind of character she is. She's a very inquisitive child, and a very, easily excitable individual. And when she grows, it really doesn't change. She's still effectively that same type of individual. And it's really, really interesting where we've gone with her and developed her. Um, Oh man, and when she's about to get into the main book here shortly, so they're really, really cool. Here's another cover.
Yeah.
Um, so if you haven't gotten the theme, Tweedledee and Tweedledum are not nice guys in Underland, and they're kind of grody, but it's interesting to see people's takes on them and to see what they're doing with them or how they want to portray the characters or their poses or whatever. um I don't know, I'm having way too much fun with the amazing work that's coming in. It's
Well,
just
I like the idea of that because it's that if the hills have eyes kind of feel to it. Can't help
absolutely,
it.
absolutely.
Looking at those two boys, one big guy, one small fat
Yeah,
guy. It's the same thing of like, okay, now they're eating whatever they can find. And they're like, oh, like now that you know the premise of these two, they're walking her to dinner, and she's the
that's
dinner.
it. That's it, man. They're literally, well, a lot of it is there's more and more depth to it. The fact that they're, they work for the Red Queen. We'll start getting into the Red Queen and stuff, and how she is the Red Queen and what it means to be the Red Queen. Because a lot of people, when you read the Through the Looking Glass and stuff like that, and or you're a big fan of American McGee like I am, and you're looking at the Queen of Hearts, and that's why she's the Red Queen and shit. It's not like that in our book. There is no Queen of Hearts. She's just the Red Queen, and there's a reason that she's the Red Queen. So we'll get more into that, and you guys will get to see more of the gnarly stuff that she's involved in. But this was so much fun. Like this to me was just so much fun. Like her facial expression looking down at Tweedledum was
Mhm.
just so cool to me. And again, I'm a sucker for a few things in particular. Uh, indentation and facial expressions are huge for me. And we're showing a lot of them, a lot of stuff like that, and a lot of the pages and a lot of panels we're putting out. But dude, I am jonesing to show you guys more and more Cretaceous. I'm jonesing to show you more Underland. You know, I think that the characters in, I think writing them and seeing you know the illustrations of the characters from Cretaceous, I think they fit. I think the individuals fit very, very well. You know, between Siren and Dundee or Tweeter, you know what I mean? They all fit. And if you're a fan of the Blade movies, I took some references from Blade for that team for that particular book. I always thought you should have got to see more of the vampire team. I didn't think they should have been wrecked so fast.
Oh
yeah. So look at April. April's putting in fucking work, dude. Look at that shit. Fancy little brush out and everything.
Well, otherwise I do this and it messes up all the pencil.
Oh, right on. You feeling good about it?
Yeah, but I got 30 pages to do, and you've only got 24 of them written.
Hey, look, we're gonna.
What?
I can't.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
Okay.
Why you gotta call me out like that?
I'm just, I'm in the zone.
That's her job.
It is her job. My wife says that all the time. It's April's job to keep his ass in line. So.
It's a good thing she likes me. Otherwise, I'd be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other misters.
Boobies.
Booby buddies. Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, but anyway.
I do send her some pretty inappropriate stuff.
Oh my god.
You're welcome.
I hear her cackling across the house, okay? Like because the middle of my house is vaulted.
Mm-hmm.
So my ceiling goes way past my second floor. And we have a walkway between the two sides of the house upstairs. And it's open. You know what I mean? Like you could literally see my living room, my dining room, and the foyer of my house from either side of the landing. Like you could look over it and look down. And so the acoustics are really good. And you hear Heather laughing. And I'm like, oh my God, somebody sent her something dirty. 9 times out of 10, it's April. The other 1 out of 10 is her friend Heidi. But I'm just like, oh my gosh, what is going on now? But anyway, it's 10:42. We've been hanging out for a little bit. We're excited about Nate's review. We're excited about the incredible campaign that we just had.
Congrats.
Thank you. We all worked really, really hard on this one or this campaign and whatnot. And then we're working on, the next 2 books again, which is Underland issue 2 and Kill Cam Space Cowgirls. And again, we like to thank April for the title for that. So that's another one I won't forget. It's just like when I walked by the couch and Heather was like, well, what are you going to call that dinosaur book? And I was like, oh,
Utah VD.
So yeah, Utah VD. Cretaceous VD.
Oh my God.
But so, can you imagine next year having I think it would be really cool to do table setups with one of the metal standy things for each series, instead of and then having stickers for each series in front of them. It's probably what I'm going to try to make happen.
What would be really, really great is if we do a company table. You have 2 tables or 3.
Right.
One table be exclusively book sales.
Right.
And then you can have your artists that can have a drop, like a 3-foot drop, where they can hang their prints.
Yeah.
And then they can have their portfolio and a workspace in front of them and just streamline it. If they want bookmarks and magnets and all the catchy keychain stuff, they can get their own table and that's fine. But
Right.
to represent as ethereal, I think that would streamline everything and make it a lot easier to pick your book, get it signed, get additional sketches, and have it be very uniformed in nature.
I dig that. Like you can just walk down the row.
Right. And we can get more artists on a company table in
Right.
that regard, rather than trying to cram everybody into the same spacing.
Well, we've learned a lot from Vegas, right?
Yes, we have.
We've learned a lot, you know, having 4 artists, a writer, and all kinds of books everywhere. We've and only 3 tables. You know,
Right.
we've learned.
Oh crap! Then
Yeah,
well,
it was
we had 4
something.
tables. We did have 4 tables. So, but it was.
I
was,
got there like an hour before the show, so I really didn't get a chance to help with setup. It was like, oh, this is what we're working with. Okay.
Yeah, well, I had never set up for that many people either, so I was
Yeah.
very
I
not
volunteered myself as den mother for next time, and we'll do
Yeah.
better.
ready. Yes, oh, thank you. It will do better for sure.
We will do better.
But it is learning things, so we're very excited with what we learned and what we saw, and we had such a blast. Like,
Oh man, it was
there were so many
great.
fans and so many just, so many cool experiences, and just, we've done big shows, but it was very special for us all to be together. The first time was pretty special, I think.
Yes.
I do wish Gus could have come to that one.
Oh man.
I do wish he could have, because Heather got to come, and Bladen's family got to come as well. So it just would have been nice. Maybe someday though, maybe someday. But
if we get a show that is during the summer, then it's something that we can probably do.
So we're gonna move some stuff around. We're gonna figure some stuff out. We're gonna get some cool stuff going on. I know they already want to book us for multiple different things already for next year, and I'm just not. I'm not saying yay or nay to anything just yet. So, but I am really excited. I do want to thank Nate for his amazing input as usual. Nate, the fucking great, and then April, and
April the hot mess, Raina.
Hot mess, Raina. That's
the
a fact.
giggle.
She wears many hats. She wears many hats.
HR.
Yeah. Good Lord. If HR was bad, and naughty HR, if HR was the one that you need to be tattling on, that'd be the one. But anyway,
your complaint has been duly noted.
Yeah.
We're just gonna file it right
Yeah.
here.
The shredder literally has a complaint box written on it. The other shredder says emails from Dustin.
Never got it, boss.
Yeah, never saw it. If you can forget what I sent you, I can never see what you sent me. Anyway, so thanks again, Nate, for hanging with us. We all can't wait to see the reviews. And let me know, holler at me the next couple days. Let me know what you think about the stuff that you got today. And we'll holler at you guys soon. Hey, thanks again. Have a good one, and we appreciate you so very much.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Take it easy.